It's time to get a little dirty. Round 10 of the Outlaws Sim Series heads to the last great Coliseum. A little different from what we're used to here at Thunder Valley, though we took the world's fastest half mile and covered it in dirt. Slipping, sliding, beating, banging, and all the mud slinging action is coming up next on Pit Stop TV. Good evening all and welcome to the virtual Bristol, Tennessee. Devin Zimmerman is back alongside me this evening. And Devin, the first of 2 dirt races on the season for these Outlaws boys. Though it's not our first foray with the NextGen cars on dirt. We had the NBA Cup Series a couple weeks back. That was a wacky, wild race. But Devin, do you expect we see more of the same tonight or maybe a little bit of a different race?
Oh, I expect to see the exact same thing here that we saw in MPI. It's going to be some beating and banging, guys getting on each other, but that's just the nature of dirt track racing. You got to be able to lay it in there. You can't really pass without kind of making some sort of contact, it seems. So I fully expect to see very similar racing that we saw in MPI. Hopefully we can get a little bit more green flag run to really see what these guys can do, especially when the track gets worn. We saw it gets very slippery. A number of guys can get out of sorts once that track kind of lays down a little bit of rubber. As we take a look at the track map, the 8 to 10 degree bankings down the straightaway, the 26 to 30 degree bankings there in the turns, very symmetrical track. The last great Coliseum of Bristol Motor Speedway covered in dirt. And like we said, in qualifying, it might be that low line is the fast way around, but as we get worn, that high line came in very nicely in MPI, and expect to see the same thing tonight here in the Outlaw Sim Series.
Absolutely. We're now 40 minutes into this 1 hour allotted practice session time, and you can already see on the sides of the screen where the track is currently active right now. very, very slicked off. You see the darkened groove in the corners. That's where all the rubber has been built up and been laid there. And the rubber kind of sticks to the track and makes it so much less grippier than the actual clay that's laid down on top of the concrete here at Bristol Motor Speedway. You want to be on that dirt and that clay to kind of rip it all the way around. These tires, they're made for that. These treaded, grooved tires for dirt. We'll have a track reset throughout the night, maybe a couple at that, so we'll get a fresh track for these drivers to go ahead and go to qualifying and get as fast as of a lap they can. Yeah, you're probably going to see a little bit of a high entry, low center exit. But again, as this race kind of wears on, you're going to see these drivers search for a grip. And if the entire track is slicked off, well, you're just going to have to run through it and see how fast you can carry that car through there. Also, with tonight's race, Devin, if you haven't been alerted to the fact, tonight we have 4 15-lap heats, or that is the plan so far. We have 28 drivers in the session tonight. There will be a session switch, and we'll be right there with that session switch as well. We'll try to be right on top of it. So you'll go ahead and stick around. There will be a little bit of a break in between all the proceedings here for tonight's race here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Again, covered in dirt. 4 15-lap heats, followed up with a 150-lap feature. 30 laps in stage 1, 68 laps, 30 laps in stage 1, 38 laps in stage 2, and the final 67 laps to round. I think I did that math wrong. The final 87 laps to round out the race here at Bristol Dirt, and that is, of course, all regulation. We'll still have to see if we get overtime. Now, Devin, let's go ahead and look at the point standings. And I heard it's going to be a little iffy on if Max shows up tonight. I don't know entirely for sure if he will make it. He might even come in a little late, but he is the point leader coming into tonight's race with 3 wins and 25 points over Jonathan Jennings. Seth Berger is right there in Jennings's trail right there, 4 points back at Jennings. Joseph Kiazi, he is 59 points back of Max Service, and he struggled here last year. Him and Greg Hole both struggled here last year. This could be a rough race for Joseph. Joseph's going to try to just have to keep it clean there in 4th. Jeremiah Stutzman, he's been doing very well out in practice so far. They're 5th in the point standings. Jacob Reeves comes into tonight's race 6th in points, 118 back. Greg Holt is 7th, 121 back. Scott Bailey there in 8th, 126 points back. Kevin Thompson in 9th, 128 back. And Seth Fitzpatrick rounds out the top 10 there, 135 back. But again, Devin, this being the dirt race, all this grouping right here by the cut line, this could go turn right upside down by the end of the night tonight.
It definitely could. It is very, very close, and especially in the back half of this field here, vying to get themselves set up for the playoffs. The top 16 get in, but of course, those who have a win, the star beside their name there, they are locked in. As long as they finish in the top 20, they will be locked into the playoffs. So with that, there's a lot of guys right here all together on the cut line. Andrew Pratt, or just behind him, Andrew St. Coeur, Adrian Schumacher, who has a win. Doug Solms is right there in the mix of things in 14th position. James Gilliard right behind Doug Solms there in the 15th position. 16th, Randall Barnett. The league owner, Adam Gardner, in the thick of it here, trying to get himself into the playoffs. And right behind him, the one-time winner there, Zoltan Herzeg. He's in 18th. Eric Peck just outside, within closing distance, especially on a track like this. He can make up a lot of ground if he has a good night. There in the 19th position. And then Mick Murchie there in the 20th position. He's at the 201 points back of our leader Max Service, but still within striking distance of getting himself into the playoffs.
And right, the qualifications for the Outlaws Sim Series playoffs is either A, be one of the top 16 drivers in points, but that's slightly altered right now with Zoltan Herzeg outside the top 16. That moves the cut line basically right behind James Gilliard in 15th. Now you put Zoltan Herzeg up there because he has the win, and if you have a win and you've made 19 regular season starts out of 26 races, you are qualified for the Outlaw Sim Series playoffs. There's no real points buffer that you have to make. You just have to make 19 starts. And right now, I believe only the top 30 drivers in points at this very moment, I think the last driver in that is Garrett Velzy, that are still eligible to try to make that number of 19 regular season starts. If you haven't joined the Outlaws Sim Series yet, unfortunately, that ship has sailed on even any one of you trying to make the playoffs this season, because you had to at least be here from race 7 and make every race from then on. But again, like I said, Zoltan Herczak outside the top 16, you'll move him on up inside the top 16 with the win, and provided he makes the amount of starts he has to make. James Gilliard holds that cut line, and James Gilliard, he's flown about in the middle of the pack. Adam Gardner had himself a great run last. He got himself a top 5 at Talladega, along with the stage victory. Adam Gardner looking to try to find his way into the playoffs. He's only 7 points back. Randall Barnett right there in the thick of it as well. But all three of those guys, this is going to be a very tough race for them. All of them are a little bit older, up there in age. I don't want to call them out like that, but it just is the truth of the nature. This is going to be a very physical race tonight, Devin. And it'll be intriguing to see how these older guys kind of hang with maybe more the younger guys, more the guys who are more apt to swing in the wheel back and forth that much, because you're going to have to really, really swing that wheel into the corners.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about turning right when we go to road courses. The guys finally get a chance to turn right. Well, you're going to be turning right on the dirt track here at Bristol. Anyone who's ever watched a very popular movie knows that, sometimes you have to turn right to go left. So, for all of our Disney fans out there, they'll understand that reference. But that's definitely what these guys are going to be doing tonight. Been riding along here with Seth Fitzpatrick. You can kind of see his hands on the wheel going back and forth, seesawing. You see it right there, jerking it back to the right, watching it, keeping the line as straight as he can, and watching the mayhem around him. And he just goes right through it, though. Man, some great driving here from Seth Fitzpatrick, keeping it kind of right there on that bottom groove, even though you can kind of see it starting to get a little bit of black there, Emerson.
Yeah, a very slicked off bottom groove there. And I want to go ahead and I want to actually kind of get some information out of one of these drivers. And I want to talk about this driver here in the number 5, Matthew Setzer, a driver who dominated this race last season and then came up just short on some late race restarts. I want to go ahead and talk to our Season 1 All-Star Race winner, Matthew Setzer, and the driver, again, who dominated and led so many laps here last season. Matt, how you feeling heading into tonight's race?
I feel like this is my only shot at winning.
Well, certainly you have a lot of momentum on your side when it comes to this dirt track stuff. What is the appeal, I guess, of dirt track racing to you as opposed to maybe somebody else who's just kind of casually, running this race? It seems like dirt is really right up your alley. What makes that the case?
I think it just suits my driving style. With all the RC racing that I do on dirt, I've learned a lot on it, and I've taken that knowledge to my sim racing, and it's worked so far.
Certainly. I know you, again, we mentioned you had the victory in Season 1 at Eldora, and that was before we even had dirt tires on these stock cars at dirt. You got that All-Star race win. That was a tough, hard-fought battle that you had to kind of... Actually, well, that was really Lingerfeld and Pratt were going at it. You kind of came out of nowhere and kind of took it from them, but then you backed that up with last season's run with a very dominant performance. How can you, I guess, kind of move past that? How do you kind of set yourself up a little bit differently if we do get a race like that where you get late race restarts thrown at you?
I'm just going to have to sit here and not make the mistakes like what I made last year. Because really where I gave that race away was when I went down pit road at the wrong time. And other than that, the late restarts actually helped me. I needed a caution because I went a lap down because I had a black flag. And I'm just hoping the night goes better than what it's been. I know I've been the laughing stock the past few races of being the first caution and the first one out.
Well, certainly we want to go ahead and change that around, and a race like tonight might be just what you need to go ahead and do that, Matt. With a track that's slicked off like it is right now in practice, and more than likely was what you're going to be dealing with in the race towards the end of tonight's race, what kind of a headspace you have to be in when you take to like this? Just are you throwing your hands up and say, all right, there's no grip, just hope it sticks somewhere, or is there still some grip out there that maybe you have to run a very fine line to find?
It's a very fine line that you have to figure out. In practice is just what I do. To prepare for this race, what I did is I just put the track usage all the way to 100%. I never practice on really a wet track. I've always practiced on a slick track.
Well, there you go. I think that'll go a long ways in kind of putting you ahead of the rest of the drivers who may not know what to do when the track is this slicked off like this. But Matt, you have a lot of momentum on your side when it comes to a race like this. A lot of good runs here, or on the dirt here in the Outlaws Sim Series. You'll be looking to get your first points paying win here in the Outlaws Sim Series tonight at Bristol Dirt. We'll leave you to it, Matt.
Thank you, sir.
Right on. That is driver of the number 5, Matthew Setzer. And Devin, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring up the practice charts. Just one moment. All right, we will go now. Yeah, now we'll go ahead and bring them on up. Here's the times we kind of got going here. Now, you got to kind of put an asterisk by these times when you look at them, right, Devin? Because most of these times are more than likely drivers who just made it in. Oh my goodness, there's somebody flipping in turn 2. Oh man. But you kind of have to put an asterisk by those times, right, Devin? Because most of these times were done when the track was fresh. And not to say that these guys aren't fast, but there might be some really fast guys just buried in the charts right now because of the track usage.
Yeah, exactly. And the more the track gets used up, the slower the times are going to be. That's just the nature of it. So these guys who got into the session early were able to set down some fast times at the beginning. They're not going to be setting down the fastest times at the moment. For an example, right now, just kind of looking around at the times that are being set at the laps at this moment, they are about half a second to a little more than half a second off of the fastest time set in the session. Fastest time set in the session was at 18.657. And then after that, right now, we are running about 19.2s to 19.1s. I think I just saw a 19.0 come across the board. But, yeah, we're about a half a second, 0.4 to 0.6 off right now at the moment from when these guys first started practicing.
Yeah, definitely. There's not a whole lot of speed. There's not really any speed left out there. But, Devin, I wanted to kind of maybe look at the charts, think back maybe to the run last year, or maybe the last week. What's a driver that you think we have to hear from at this moment? You know, race 10. We're approaching that near halfway point of the regular season, Devin. Who would you like to talk to?
Yeah, I was going to say, guy who has kind of been silent this season. We haven't seen things go his way. Jeremiah Stutzman, he's been out there kind of doing his thing, trying to pull off some strategies, but so far it's not really gone his way. He's been involved in a couple of incidents and not had the points finishes that he's wanted. He's still in the hunt, but it has not gone his way so far. But he's sitting there third right now on the speed charts. Kind of like to pick his brain, see what he's feeling like tonight. Jeremiah Stutzman, this is Devin in the booth. Do you have a copy? Well, I think we lost him there for a second.
Try one more time. He is out on the track right now, so maybe he needs 1 moment to get everything sorted out here.
Yeah. Hey, Jeremiah Stutzman, this is Devin in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going, my friend? You're sitting there third on the charts right now. I know you set that lap alone is a little bit of a fresher track, but how are you feeling about the dirt track here at Bristol tonight?
Not very good at all. I got in here real early, got a lucky lap, so that's about all.
So what's the difference of driving on dirt as compared to asphalt? I know a lot of these guys are asphalt racers. There's a couple of dirt guys here, but for the most part, most everyone here is asphalt kind of primary. What's the biggest difference and the biggest change that you have to make in your driving style to cope with the dirt?
Throttle control for me, and I'm having a lot of issues with it, but That's the biggest difference I can find.
Yeah, getting that back in, especially with this new car. It seems to be very touchy on the throttle, and so even more so, that throttle control very important. Um, as far as you said you're not looking really good tonight, but the season so far, I mean, you've had some decent finishes, but for the most part, I know it's been not a season that you've wanted. As far as being involved in a couple of incidents and strategy plays not going your way. What are you looking to kind of change going forward here, or is there any change that needs to be made?
Nah, I'm just gonna keep doing what I do and see what we get. I don't want to start chasing other things and then just digging that hole deeper.
Well, we know that strategy calls and the way that you drive works in the past, and I'm sure it's going to turn around for you the rest of the way here. It is a little bit of a longer season, a lot longer regular season to deal with. As far as that, we've talked to a lot of drivers this season about just the mental fatigue as well as the physical fatigue of the very long season. Is there anything that you do to kind of prep yourself for that? Take it one race at a time, or is it just kind of prepping? Okay, what track's coming up next? Practice schedules, all that.
I just take it one track at a time.
All right. I mean, that seems to be the best way to do it, to kind of keep focus, right?
Yeah, I want to focus on the week coming up and not bore myself to death practicing too much.
I understand that greatly. You could really get burnt out on the track when you run about 500 laps at it. But yeah, I mean, all that practice does count, and it does count for something. Before we let you go here, I know qualifying is about to kick off. But before we let you go, I just want to get your thoughts on the rest of the season real quick. What you're looking forward to coming up, and is there any tracks that you kind of have highlighted there looking forward?
No, I think the next 5 or 6 tracks are going to be a real struggle. So I'm not really looking forward to it, but hopefully we can make it through it and maybe still a win or something.
Hey, one win and it gets you in, man. That's all you need. I hope you get it, and I hope you have a little bit of a better night than what you're thinking you're going to have. Best of luck in the race tonight, and give it your all, man.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate it. That was Jeremiah Stutzman, 71 driver here in the Pennzoil car, and he's not too confident, even though he's up there on the charts. But sounds like maybe that was just somewhat of a fluke lap for him, but. Hopefully he can put it together tonight, Emerson.
It's almost like you have to kind of pick things apart. When you interview him, you have to kind of listen for maybe key things that he says and kind of piece a few things together over the course of a few weeks to kind of really understand what's going on in the head of Jeremiah Stutzman.
Yeah, he's kind of at that Lewis Hamilton-esque radio speak about him, keeping the cards close to the chest.
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
throwing a few curveballs at us, but you just see the track reset there, and I think that means we're getting ready here.
Let's see. It says he's gone an hour of qualifying. I don't think that's necessarily the case. So we're gonna go ahead and let things kind of play out here. Well, we have not gone through the schedule yet, so we can go ahead and take a look at the schedule this season while I guess things are smoothed over with the drivers and race control. We look at the schedule so far. We've had Daytona, Canadian Tire, Auto Club, Nashville, Atlanta, Indy, Chicagoland, Iowa, and Talladega. that is the first 25% of the schedule that we've had so far. Now tonight we're at the dirt at Bristol Dirt, the first of 2 dirt races on the season. Coming up though, Rockingham and Watkins going to round out this first third of the season. Devin.
Yeah, and I can kind of see Stutzman, he didn't have good runs at either one of those tracks last season. Martinsville is going to be the 13th race of the season, and then followed by another short track at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Then we finally get back to the 1.5 miles, the bigger tracks, Texas in round 15. iRacing Super Speedway, the fantasy track, used to be Coca-Cola Super Speedway. A lot of guys who have raced for a long time with the iRacing stockholders here, they remember Coca-Cola Super Speedway. So that'll be round 16, 3-mile track, high banks there. Then round 17, New Hampshire, the Magic Mile. And then we head to the 2-mile track in Michigan. Then we're back on dirt in round 18 in Eldora. Daytona is going to be round 20. Laguna Seca round 21. Pocono round 22. Phoenix round 23. And then Charlotte in round 24. Emerson, that's really the meat of the season right there.
Yeah, and then you kind of round out the regular season. We're going to be back here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. We're going to take all this clay and dirt and get rid of all that, clean out the track, make it its concrete speed palace that it normally is. And then we'll round out the season with another concrete track at the Nashville Super Speedway before we kick off the playoffs with 16 drivers in round 1. Daytona Road Course into Milwaukee to Charlotte Roval. That'll be the first cutoff race. We'll eliminate 4 and we'll make it a 12-driver playoff as we head to Lakeland, Florida's USA International. Talladega and Darlington, the track that's too tough to tame, will be the second cutoff race. It'll spit out an 8-driver race through the final 4 races. Homestead, Atlanta, and North Wilkesboro will be chaotic enough to give us a final 4 and send them over to Richmond, Virginia's Richmond Raceway for the season finale. At round number 36 at Richmond. Cannot wait for that championship race down at the 3/4 mile in Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah, it definitely is a very interesting track to finish on. It's going to be very challenging. I always have a tough time driving at Richmond. It is not one of my best tracks, but yeah, you never know what can happen, especially on a short track. So these guys who get to the championship 4 are really going to have to put their best foot forward, and we're in qualifying. It's an interesting qualifying we got here going on. Seems like Adrian Schumacher and a couple of others have taken to the track.
So, what, I guess this is going to be an intriguing go here. We're going to have single car qualifying 1 by 1. Not entirely, sure. What's going on here? But right now, Adam Gardner's the 1 car on the track. Adrian Schumacher just put a top of the charts. My apologies. We're not giving Adrian his TV time and his beautiful paint scheme he's brought to the track today. If you've seen it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. We'll be sure to give him his credit here in a moment. Adam Gardner goes ahead and pulls it off the track there. But I think, Devin, we're given the single car qualifying session. I don't know if you're able to tap into race control or Adam and get any info on what's going on here.
Yeah, I was trying to listen to it while we were having the interview with Jeremiah Stutzman. They were explaining a little bit of what's going on. It does look like single car qualifying. I'm not sure if there was a session mix-up or what happened, but we are going to be doing single car qualifying, kind of an old school. You're going to get the qualifying, then we'll do the heat races, and then we'll get to the main feature. So very much a kind of a night here at the dirt track. This is kind of what they do at local dirt tracks. You go in, you do your qualifying 1 at a time, and then we do the heat races right after it. And yeah, we're giving the audience faithful here at Pit Stop TV kind of a dirt track feel on a Wednesday night.
Well, now that I know what's going on, I do like this a lot. And you know what? This is also going to give each driver some TV time. We get to talk about each driver 1 by 1, as they kind of go ahead and do their laps. I know we're kind of biting into Nate Aldridge's time, but he goes top of the charts. What can we talk about? The Carolina Panther fan here, Devin.
Yeah, he was kind of fast in the practice session. He wasn't up there in the top 5, but he was very close. And I mean, he's got a good-looking
Goes even
swing.
faster.
Yeah, good-looking swing into the turns. There's, I think he got up a little too high right there, but on that previous lap, yeah, he was really slinging it into the turns, and you can see it drifts up in the center, and then he powers it off. That seems to be the strategy he takes. A little bit slower on his final lap, but that second lap good enough for pole at the moment. We'll have to see if it holds up to a 19.784 for Aldrich there.
Are they giving him 4 timed laps? Is that what I saw there, or did I look at that
I
wrong?
think I think he pulled off on the fourth one. I don't think he completed it.
10-4. So next we have the other football car of a New York Jets fan, Andrew Schroeder. Remember, it's not often we talk about the New York Jets here in an Outlaw Sim Series race or anything like that. I know we had that moment about Mike White back in Kentucky last season. But Andrew Schroeder, he's a driver who's kind of in desperate need of a good run. But you know what? I will say, he kind of sticks around even when the going gets tough. Andrew Schroeder does, and you're always able to see him. He's always in that dark green New York Jets machine, and he's a driver to look out for, to maybe kind of sneak up on you, because you're never really thinking about Andrew Schroeder as one of those top drivers, but he might, just have a little bit of that dirt racing prowess we might get to see here in qualifying. We'll see what he does. He already put it second on the charts, and he's creeping toward Nate Aldrich's time right now.
Yeah, he is a little bit of a squirrely on the straightaways. Holding on to it, hold on to it.
Oh, a
Oh,
little too much power there.
he's really struggling on the straightaways, which that is all about throttle control and what Jeremiah Stutzman was talking about. That throttle control can really bite you or make you here, break you or make you at Bristol Dirt. You have to be very smooth. And then on the backstretch, we did see and we did hear a lot at NPI, those drivers complaining a lot about the bumps on the backstretch. Emerson, if that bump you hit it at the wrong angle, it can spin your car out just without you doing anything.
Yeah, that MPI race, that was a wild one, because there was quite a few incidents to that one, and it was really hard to get into any rhythm. But we saw, again, drivers make their storms to the field. But yeah, you're right. Right off of turn 2, it gets really bumpy when it gets slicked off there. I mean, it's almost like rally cross jumps, and that's kind of a little bit of an ode to Adrian Schumacher's paint scheme that he's brought to the track today. And again, I want to give the scheme a proper shout out here in a moment. I'm glad that that's the only driver we've missed, and I can at least keep track on that, and show Adrian Schumacher, show his paint off. Saw a little bit of it in the practice session. Here's the 37 of Joseph Fogg, also a driver who needs a great run tonight, Devin.
He's keeping it right in the middle of the turns, very stable. The car is not moving too
Top
much
of the charts.
Track. Yeah, you're keeping it very stable. You got a little bit sideways off the turn there, but for the most part, he kept it very stable that first lap. Didn't really put too much will into it. Seemed like the car was responding well to his inputs. Again, a little bit squirrely there, but again, another fast lap. He equals his best lap. He set the same lap time twice in a row, but
Wow.
yeah, very stable car in that 37.
Looks like now we're going to get the 11 of Scott Bailey to the track. And you know what, Devin? What I also noticed on that list is we did end up finding our point leader, Max Service, making it into the session. And he gets a little bit of extra time to relax. If he was rushing in to the session at any point, he gets this single car qualifying session to kind of go ahead and mentally set himself up for tonight's wild race that's sure to come up upon us here in the next hour or so.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not sure what Max finished at last season. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I know Max he dabbles in dirt, but he's not a proficient dirt track racer, so we'll have to see what he does as the points leader. But man, those 3 wins have to feel comfortable now, when you're getting to a track that you're not comfortable with. You got those 3 wins in your back pocket. It really alleviates some of that pressure of, trying to have a good run, trying to force yourself into a good run. And we're watching this 11 car, though.
Wow, Scott Bailey rockets up there.
It. Yeah, he's rim riding it around this track, not using the bottom at all like I thought. Really sending it on the middle lane and the top lane. kind of alternating the turns. He used the top here in this turn. He does it again right up on the cushion.
Woo!
Right up on the cushion and setting some blistering times to Scott Bailey.
And you know what this does? This also gives drivers who maybe don't necessarily know what they're expecting. I think we're going in inverse practice speeds, right? I believe that's the qualifying order. But what this allows drivers to do is it allows them to kind of watch other drivers go about the track. If they're not entirely sure what they're doing right or wrong, other drivers get that opportunity. But here comes our point leader, driver of the number 81 Max Service, and not feeling the utmost confidence coming into tonight's race. But let's go on board with our point leader, shall we, here on the dirt at Bristol.
Yeah, you get a real good sense of the throttle control. You can hear it in the car, what he's doing with the throttle. A little low of an exit there.
And Max, I think, is struggling. He hasn't been at his sim in about 4 days. This is the first thing he has done on iRacing in that time. He didn't get too much of a practice session as well. These are literally Max's first laps on the track on this track all week. I know other drivers at least they got that practice session attached to this, but these are his first laps of the week, really.
Yeah, we say that, and he goes to second on the charts, coming to complete his final lap. And about the same lap time, a little bit faster, but and he spins it out. But he's put it second on the charts right now.
Second quickest for the point leader, driver of the number 81, who's got some work to do if if time starts to pick up here. But you know what? What we do have here. This is a driver I spoke to before for race 7, and very, very much definitely needed to get some much-needed business cleared up here. And this is Mike Petrin in the number 41. That is how you pronounce his last name, Mike Petrin in 41. That's a wild-looking Spider-Man car in that number 41. So we'll see what Mike Petrin can do.
Yeah, new name to the Outlaw series this season. And let's see what he can put it down here. We see guys run that middle lane in 1 and 2. He gets up to the cushion in 1 and 2, tries to basically diamond it off. Got a little low of an exit, I think. And looks like a really good 3 and 4 here. Really kept the momentum up in that turn. Good enough for 5th on the charts for that first lap.
Running a little low there on the entry. I'd like to see him really attack that entry if he could. Maybe that's just where he feels comfortable with. Now he gets up. Looks like he's kind of trying to diamond the corners off like you would here on the concrete. That's not necessarily the line you want to do here on the dirt. He goes up to 4th quickest now. Really getting up in that loose stuff up there. You saw him get sideways off the hill. I believe this is his final lap as well.
Yeah, and it really kicks out on him there. Almost hits the barrels and does put it in the inside wall. But man, he almost hit the barrels on the pit entry there. Oh, that's a cool car from James Gilliard this week.
Look at that.
Corvette. Throwing it back to the Corvette. I like it.
Yeesh, that is a good looking car. Oh man. Unfortunately, it's gonna get a little bit dirty tonight on the dirt. But nonetheless, good looking paint scheme, and you know what? He sets his single car qualifying run to show it off. Why doesn't he?
Yeah, and James Gilliard, he kind of hung around the top 10 last season. Here, you know, he did get involved in a wreck later in the race, but for the most part, this was one of his most consistent races as far as where he was running. Until, of course, he got wrecked. But, man, he really had a good time here last season. Of course, a brand-new car on this track. But, yeah, he did look good. So I expect him to be up there towards the top as he sets it 3rd fastest.
And Gilliard's really ripping it. He's really sending it low. And you know, what this is going to end up doing is this is going to make the drivers who ran fast times in practice have to run a fast time on a slightly used track. Now, this track is not going to get slicked off like what we're going to see later tonight. But you can already kind of see a little bit of rubber being put down. And as the qualifying session goes on, more laps are going to be ran. You're going to see this track get a little bit more and more slicked off. Those faster drivers in practice are going to have a little bit of tougher time here in qualifying.
Yeah, and that could provide for some really good racing, having these guys kind of fight their way from the back to get to the front in a very short heat race. That
Right.
could really provide for some trauma. So, but as we say to Andrew St. Cyr, and one of my favorite of all paint schemes, because I am a huge Ryan Blaney fan, and this scheme right here just is one of the best schemes I've seen Blaney run in a very long time. But yeah, we get to see Andrew St. Cyr. But yeah, James Garrett went to second on the charts there. So very good speed again out of that 33 this week.
Yeah, James Gillier goes ahead and shows that he can wrestle the car a little bit here on the dirt at Bristol. Andrew St. Cyr trying to really keep it out of the wall there, a little too high, I'd say, for his liking there at the center of 1 and 2, but he still has another couple laps to sort it out. He's running way up in that loose stuff here in 3 and 4, though.
Yeah, I think he's running a little too high. You want to be right on the edge of where that light brown meets that dark brown, and he puts it in the wall. It just went straight in the wall. But that's going to effectively end his qualifying. But you want to be, if you're going to run that high line, we have to do it like Scott Bailey did, where you are right on the edge. The back wheels, that right rear tire is right on the edge of that the darker brown and the lighter brown, right where they meet. Kind of right there, you can see it just above where Hertzeg's car is. That's what we call a cushion. And that's where you want that right rear tire to be, just like Hertzeg is doing right now, putting that right rear tire right on the edge of where that light brown meets the dark brown, and that's where you can get a lot of speed.
Zoltan Hertzeg really painted that bottom side, and that was a fast way around last time. This track has undergone a little bit of a change from last year to this year on the iRacing.com motorsport simulation platform. And we'll see if Zoltan Hertzeg is going to be able to use that bottom side to his advantage. It's third quickest for the time being. He's 3/10 off of Scott Bailey's current pace setting time. But Zoltan Hertzeg looks like he's glued to that bottom side. He's not venturing up a little bit, even though he's got 3 laps to do so.
Yeah, and some guys just is where you're comfortable. There's a little bit higher that time, trying to get power off of the corner. Very stable looking car, very stable looking corner for him. Again, dives it down to the bottom, and the center turn's going to slide up off of the turn. Got to keep the momentum up, and he hits the wall just there. So I don't think that 18. Oh, it did count.
Counted.
Wow, it got counted. So very good lap there from the 39 car. Gets him to second fastest, and just a 10th off of Scott Bailey. Very good time.
That is the 11th driver to make their qualifying attempt. That means we are 1/3 of the way through Pratt, Tile, and Stone Pole Award qualifying. Pratt, Tile, and Stone serving Central Vermont since 2005. Currently, that is Scott Bailey on the provisional pole. We'll see if that holds up through the next 22 runners. Had to double check that.
Yep, and right now Jacob Reeves, one of the guys who's been just consistently fast, consistently near the front all season long. It seems like every race he's right there somewhere in the top 10. And again, Jacob Reeves going to see what he can do on dirt as he slides it in, gets up in the loose stuff off of this turn. It looks like he lost a lot of speed in the center of the turn that time.
Really trying to dive it off there in 1 and 2 to try to carry some speed through the exit. Don't know if that's really what you got to be approaching this, as he's sliding way up to the middle, up into the loose stuff there in 3 and 4. It just looks like Reeves is kind of out of control, trying to get this thing glued up. But you know what? He's gone second quickest, so I guess I shouldn't say too much.
Yeah, it looked like that lap was a lot more stable. He ran a very similar line to what Zoltan Hertzeg did on his fast lap, where he let it get in the loose stuff on the exit of the turn, not necessarily on the entry of the turn. So as he gets up in the wall again, trying to get it woe down. But yeah, that was a very good looking lap there from Reeves. Kind of doing a very similar line to what Hertzeg did. And like you said earlier, Emerson, you can really see what these guys going in front of you are doing on the track and kind of try to emulate what they're doing if they set a fast time.
Well, I guess we have the moment. I want to give a shout out to Devin Zimmerman, who rejoins me on the call this evening. Was not able to join me on the call last week for Talladega. But don't worry, Ed and I got that one covered. I am, of course, Emerson Arden, run production, and on the commentary tonight. If you want to join our crew here at Pit Stop TV, go ahead and send Andrew an email there at andrew@pitstoptv.com. Now we have the 83 of Brian Shaw. Took him a second to get back out there get out there onto the racing surface, but here is the number 83. Let's watch him do battle himself and the track. Nice little run there, right up alongside the, I guess, cushion, the loose stuff there on the top side. A little lower there, but he's keeping it on the dirt part. Very controlled.
Very, very similar line to what Scott Bailey was running. So let's see. It's pretty fast there, about 6th right now on the charts. We'll see what he does this time around as he comes through turns 3 and 4 on his second lap.
Little high there, but you know what? He's keeping the foot down. And this is I'm believing this is gonna be his 3rd lap. And actually, I'll pull it off right there.
That's what he's good with. So he pulls it down. Now we're gonna go ahead and get to the next driver, but 5th fastest so far for the 83 machine is Seth Berger. Last week's winner comes on to the track.
And you know what? We were starting to wonder, Devin, when was Seth Berger going to break through here in the Outlaws Sim Series this season? I guess we also did wonder when we was going to break through, but it didn't take him too long in Season 1. But being that he was the Season 1 champion and the Season 2 runner-up, you figured he was going to put some wins up on the table in the first quarter of the season. And even though it came at Talladega, he did get it there in that first 25% or so. Now we're looking for Seth to kind of back that up. And, you know, we're trying to see what can Seth really do in these next-gen machines. Is he going to be a force to be reckoned with so far this season? He's 3rd in the points, certainly, and that's with also missing a race, if I do believe. Yes, he did miss Canadian Tire. But we're still looking for him to kind of get up there and have one of those dominant performances. A little bit of a blink out there for the 77. Dirt, I know, not necessarily his thing, but he can rip it a little bit. He's 2nd quickest right now. 3 100ths off of the quickest time, Devin.
Yeah, he is really fighting that car to keep it right on the cushion. You can see he's making tire marks just barely in the loose stuff, trying to keep the momentum up, and not able to get closer on the second lap, but 2 very consistent laps there from the 77 machine in the 18-second range. So very fast time, setting himself up for outside pole at the moment. But we're going to see McMurtry get out here and see what he can do.
Derek McMurtry in the number 84. That Natty Ice? Is that what that says on that car? Natty Ice, as he gets up onto the racing surface. He's going to try to avoid any black ice that may be out there so far. I don't think there is any at the moment, but I call it black ice. That's a term I've heard kind of referred to this before, but it's kind of all the same thing. It's referring to that darkened groove that'll start to appear on the racing surface where it's the color black and your car handles like it's on ice, and I guess that's why it gets the name black ice. But Derek McMurtry, that Natty Ice machine out of Ohio, his first timed lap, will put that number 84 11th quickest.
Yeah, he kind of got a little loose out of 4 that last time, and a little loose out of 2 this time by trying to keep it again right on that cushion.
Sounds like he's really stabbing that throttle on entry.
Yeah, he's trying to keep the momentum up as best he can. Gets a 19. You know, he's really giving it a decent go at it. 10th fastest at the moment, but I don't know if that throttle input is what he wants it to be. It sounded like he's more so fighting the handling with those stabs. That kind of means that the car's not handling the way that you want it to, so you're using the throttle to really get the car to turn and keep it off the wall and keep it where you want it on the track. you want to be smooth with it. I mean, it is dirt, but so you can only be so smooth. But the smoother you are, the faster you're going to be. If you can keep the steering and that throttle control in line, as we're on board with Devin Smith and his time lap.
Devin Smith, one of those drivers from Dark Horse Racing, with two very fast dirt drivers on that team. To see if there's any advice given down to the rest of that team. Devin Smith, on his first time lap, will put it top of the charts. If there was some, it helped a little bit, because Devin Smith has gone top of the charts provisional pole. Is there any more in that number 95 machine?
He's keeping his left side tire just on that thing, going a little bit higher than the cushion, getting up into the loose stuff, but keeping it very stable from what we've seen other guys do up in the loose stuff. Oh, he gets the wall that time, as I say that, of course. I'm sorry for jinxing you there.
Still a great run.
But hey, pole right now.
A provisional pole for the 95, and we're going to start really rolling these guys. We're going to get all these timed runs in here within the entire hour. Still looking for our next driver. That'll be the 91 of Jonathan Jennings taking to the track. Second place driver in the point standings. Jonathan Jennings was looking to maybe have a little bit of a field day today with the points if Max didn't show up, but Max did. At that, Jennings will have at least a practice advantage over Max Service, track time advantage at that. We'll see what Jennings can do as he tries to reel in that 25-point deficit he has the 81 car.
Yeah, and Devin Smith again. I think he got the win last season here, didn't he?
Farron Elam Jr. got the win here last season.
Right.
Devin Smith got the win on the concrete.
That's right. I remember Bristol in some shape, way, or form, but yeah, Farron Elam Jr. again.
Low there for Jennings. Wow.
He is right on the bottom. Yeah, that's interesting.
Is that second gear? What is this setup? Oh my goodness. You know what? I mean, you're able to accustom the rear end ratio on your gearing. Is second gear maybe the way to go? Is that going to help for restarts maybe? You don't have to shift at all for starts? He goes third quickest so far.
I mean, we'll have to see on the restarts how he works out the restarts. I imagine that second gear is a very long gear if he's able to race in it. So, got very loose off the last turn, so not going to improve his time. But I imagine with the very long gear, that could possibly bog you down in the restart, but maybe not. Maybe they have it set up the way they want it, as we're seeing
Robert Gianni get out here.
Yeah, Gianni get out here in the 34 car. A different look than Gianni. It took me a second. Running the Loves scheme here. Used to not seeing him in the yellow, the bright yellow, but he is rocking it tonight in the Loves 34 there, as he's going to start his first time lap.
Robert Gianni, repping the Michael McDowell colors in that Loves number 34 machine, looking to see what he can do. Right now, that first time lap, well, he'll go top of the charts, why don't he? And we'll see now if he can improve upon that time. Is the track getting faster? Or is this maybe just we're now really getting into that group of drivers that really know how to extrapolate any sort of speed out there?
Yeah, it looks like we're getting into the group of drivers who can really extrapolate speed again. The fastest lap on the track. And he's coming around again to complete his final lap. We'll get it here in a second. You can really see how much control he has over that car. Keeps it so steady through the turns. It looks like he got the wall in the last lap, though, off the turn.
Yeah, that one
as soon as I say something, compliment these guys, they wreck it.
You know, what a lap.
That was a blazing second lap, though. I think the third lap was going to be even faster, but he did collect the wall off of the final turn.
Let's catch up here with the 44 of David Molnix, running the Kellogg's number 44 machine. Well, I guess it's supposed to be an ode back to the Frosted Flakes car.
Yeah, the Kellogg's Frosted Flakes car. Daniel Molnix here, the 44. I mean, Terry's first number in NASCAR was 44, so kind of a double throwback. from when Terry first entered NASCAR
Sure.
with the 44 car, and then when he had the Kellogg sponsorship when he went to Hendrick in the number 5 car. So kind of a double throwback here for Molnix, which
I
is
didn't
kind
even
of cool
think
to
about
see.
the 44. That's wild.
Oh yeah, I like Terry Labonte. He was a very under the radar good driver. You know, kind of paved the way for Jeff Gordon, and once Gordon got to Hendrick, Terry was kind of second fiddle. But you know, very consistent, very decent finishes for Terry throughout his entire career.
Molnix right there on the middle of the racetrack and not really flirting with the cushion so far. 8th quickest. He'll improve a little bit there up to 6th quickest. Molnix, that'll do his run though. 6th quickest for the 44.
Yeah, not a bad run there. We're going to get to see Greg Holt, Season 2 champion, get on the
Defending
track.
series
And his
champ.
The defending season champ, my bad. We'll get to see that number 3 car here on the track in the Lego machine. See what he can do. He did struggle here last season, but anything could change from this last season to this season as he gets the wall, as he gets started.
Well, these things can take a little bit of a wall hit, but unfortunately that might invalidate his first lap, so chalk this one up as a practice lap, I guess, Greg.
Yeah, build up the speed and momentum in the car and get it down for the second lap. Seems that one is the faster one anyway.
You see, it was much lower on corner exit. He didn't want to flirt with that wall. That lap did count. It went 12th quickest.
Oh, we got right up to the wall in that second turn 2 there.
Yeah, I saw that. See the 3rd lap for the defending series champ. Oh, put it in the wall.
Yeah, invalidated lap, and I'm not sure his 3rd lap's going to count either if that one was invalidated.
Give her a go at least. See if it does count. Sling it in
put
there.
it all out there.
Put the low out of 4 here. I'll keep it off the wall. To the line. Does it count?
Yeah, there we go.
It counted.
Counts. I think he's going to be somewhere in the teens.
It'll say 12th.
Okay, just outside the teens then. Just inside the teens, sorry. But 12th place there for Greg Holt. So
here we go. This one's the one I've been waiting for.
And Matthew Setzer, the guy who dominated last season here in the dirt. We'll see what Setzer can do.
Matthew Setzer, we talked to him pre-race. He said this is about. He said this might be the only race he has a chance in, and I was like, that's a little, I think, extreme to say, but you know, he did bring a lot of speed to Bristol Dirt last season. He dominated that race. He won the All-Star race at Eldora. I don't know if you remember that race, Devin, but that was Lingerfeld and Andrew Pratt going toe-to-toe, and he kind of came from out of nowhere in those late race restarts and took that one away. He pocketed $80 from that one, but he still has yet to win a points-paying race here in the Outlaws Sim Series. Is tonight the night for driver of the number 5?
Yeah, he had such a good chance last season, and it just wasn't to be. He goes 6th quickest on the charts right now, but I think the second lap, hopefully, will be a little bit faster. He keeps a lot of speed on it Alpha 2.
If you're able to, you want to be able to keep on the throttle almost the entire lap. You never want to fully let off the throttle. That lap will keep him 6th quickest, and that's going to do in his run. We'll see then, I guess, if he can bring it on the long run. Little surprise there from Matthew Setzer, who ended up leading 31 laps last season at this race.
Now the other kind of dirt course ace that we have here.
Look at this guy.
Kyle Lingerfeld.
Making his
return. He's going to let it
return.
slide. Yeah, making his return tonight. He's going to let it slide here and see what he can pick up.
You know, I know he has other commitments tonight, but I don't think there was any way he could let this race slide. Dirt is kind of his thing. He needs to kind of mark off at least that one win in the Outlaw Sim Series. Oh, no, he got one. My apologies. He got one, the Martinsville race back in Season 1. But he wants to get that dirt one, and he'll at least put it on provisional pole for an 18.503, and it's still flying in that Boss Security and Automation number 65 Toyota Camry. I was going to say Supra.
Yeah, he's really letting it slide there, using a different line than what we've seen. Kind of dives it in low, lets it slide up just a hair, and then dives it, or keeps it coming off high. Very interesting line that we haven't seen done yet, and it really worked for him on that first lap. So I will not doubt Lingerfeld on the dirt.
Oh! And that is how you know he's getting every bit of the track. That actually doesn't improve his time one bit, but it does put a steamer out on the board that run. That is going to be the time to beat. Now we'll have Jeremiah Stutzman, the driver who's made the championship for last season. Looking to see if we can do that again. Driver of the number 71 Shell Pennzoil Ford Mustang, repping all the Joey Logano colors this season. Here he comes to start his first timed run.
Yeah, he gets to sling it in here. We'll get to see, you know, if he really is struggling. But for what I've seen right now, very.
You know what? You know, he did set his fast practice time on a fresher track, and you know this is a slightly fresh track. Really sideways there in one vote. Keep it going here. Regather for another lap. Jeremiah, hold on to her. He kept his foot in it.
Yeah, he had the second on the charts on the first lap, barely off of Lingerfeld.
This might be this last lap here. You know, he's going after that 65. He ain't gonna let him just leave out there nearly a tenth out ahead.
Yeah, you can hear the engine. He's keeping the revs in it, keeping it riled up as he burns it off of turn 4. Let's see what he can do.
Jeremiah Stutzman does not improve.
Oh, man.
What a lap. What a run.
Yeah, good run from Stutzman there. I think you were right. He was kind of joshing me a little bit in the interview there.
Oh, yeah.
Putting up some big speed to keep up with Kyle Lingerfeld there and put it in second place. Good run from the 71 car. Now we move on to Shelton here. He had it second on the charts in practice session. Another fast guy right here to keep an eye out on that Eagle 1 Chrome car.
So he made his first Outlaws Sim Series start last Wednesday at Talladega. He was one of those with Zoltan Herkzett that could just rocket to the front in a nice tandem. And this is also a driver who does have a pro license on the iRacing service in the Oval Series. They don't just give those out to everyone. Yeah, you have to make your way into the Pro Series. Nicholas Shelton got himself a pro license. This is going to be able to wear that tag. Right now he puts it third quickest of iRacing Oval Pro driver does.
Yeah, and again, there's no limits to iRatings or anything like that in the Outlaw Sim Series. Everyone's welcome. Mainly, they want you to kind of share what you're doing, and yeah, you want to win championships, but you really want to get out here and race with these guys, see what you're doing wrong. As Shelton hits in the wall there. But yeah, it's very welcome to all drivers, any experience level. As long as you keep it clean, that's the big thing. They want you to keep it clean here.
The
rules
did not count.
Yeah, the lap didn't count there for Shelton. And we're going to get to see the guy who was number 1 now, Seth Fitzpatrick, take his Hooters machine out, and let's see what he can do and try and give it to the 65er Lingerfeld and pick him off for the top spot here.
Is this going to be the driver that outdoes the number 65 on the provisional pole? And I'm not entirely sure, but this could be our last run of the day, Devin. I don't know if the other drivers have just elected to not take part, but if we're going inverse practice times, this is, as you said, fastest in practice. Here goes, letting her rip.
Yeah, I think he is really letting it. Well, let's see what he does on this first lap, then I'll get to my point.
Top of the charts.
Wow. But I was going to hit
Is that his run? Does he know?
Done. Oh, he's gonna burn it down.
He knows.
A pole award.
I think he knows. I'm gonna wait to see if there's any other runs from the other 7 drivers connected to the session. But there's 25 times down, and those drivers might have elected to not.
I think they elected. I was hearing some chatter. I think they elected to not take part in qualifying. They're just gonna go straight for the heat. But I believe that will be it. Mm-hmm. And if that's it, then yeah, Pratt Talent Stone Award is going to go to the number 2 car of Seth Fitzpatrick. What a lap, and then we got a little bit of a show down the backstretch. Going ahead and burning it down. That's the first time we've seen that for the Pratt Talent Stone Award.
Burnouts.
Yeah, qualifying burns out. So what a great lap time there from the 2 car of Seth Fitzpatrick, and I think we're getting some cars going out on the track for the heat races, Emerson.
Oh, are we gonna heat race like this?
I believe we are.
This is intriguing. I'm
Oh,
not.
no, I think they opened it up for the remaining time for practice.
Oh, okay. This is practice. Let's
I'll
we got-
confirm with the admins,
Yeah.
but I think that's what I just heard.
I'll go ahead and ask it as well. But while we try to figure out, because they're not getting out there to form up there, so we will go ahead and let's go ahead and take this time to go through our starting lineup, and hopefully this doesn't change. Only there's some pictures taken, but well, sometimes have changed. But we can go through the unofficial results so far. Seth Fitzpatrick, Kyle Lingerfeld, Jeremiah Stutzman, Nicholas Shelton, the top 4. Robert Gianni rounding out the top 5 so far through single car qualifying. Devin Smith, Matthew Setzer, Scott Bailey, Jonathan Jennings, Seth Berger. That is now altered a little bit as practice has been opened up here. But let's go look at the next page, Devin.
Yeah, Zoltan Herzog in 11th, Jacob Reeves in 12th, Milnex there in 13th, James Gilliard in 14th. As we see it change again, and so I guess James Gilliard is now going to be in 15th, but that was Byron Shaw Jr. that kind of flipped with James. Max Service 16th, Greg Holt 17th, Joseph Fogg in 18th, Mike Petrin in 19th, and Derek McMurtry in 20th.
21st, Nathan Aldrich. 22nd, Andrew Schroeder. 23rd, Adrian Schumacher. 24th, Adam Gardner. And 25th, Andrew St. Cour. Drivers who elected to not qualify: Brad Bothwell, Jason Miz, John Mickey, Larry McClellan, Matt Rogers, Julio Villalobos, and Joshua Stroud. So 32 entrants for tonight's race here on the dirt at Bristol. Practice, or I guess final warm-up, is underway. The session for the heats is being created as we speak. So these drivers are getting out there and getting some running. Devin, let's go ahead and try to figure out here if we can. Yes, I got confirmation now from 2 sources. This is practice before the heats. We're going to go ahead and bring on up our pole winner, Pratt Tile and Stone Pole Award winner, driver of the number 2, Seth Fitzpatrick. Seth, that was an absolute steamer you put on down. How you feeling now as you head into the heats?
I'm feeling pretty good. I think we can do well as long as we stay out of trouble. That's going to be the main goal tonight, staying out of trouble.
Certainly, and it's going to be that is a tall task anywhere, but it's especially here on the dirt at Bristol. We went out there into the single car qualifying. First of all, we didn't know it was single car qualifying, but as we figured that out, we were starting to look for some names, and we expected Setzer to be a big one, and Lingerfeld, who put an absolute steamer out there. And then it was you and Stutzman who kind of rallied there as the last 2 cars. Now, the track was reset for this session, but with everybody running on there, I know it's not as if there was a pack of cars running out there, but were you a little worried with the track maybe slicking up a little bit with 25 other drivers taking to the track?
I was a little bit, but oddly enough, it didn't seem like it affected it too much out there with my lap. But yeah, I was definitely worried about it being too slick to get a good lap.
Certainly. Now you look forward to the heats. Obviously, your plan is to stay out front, but being that it's a 15-lap shootout, and some people are expecting that they're going to be able to just reset their cars at the end of the 15 laps. How are you going to play? Are you going to play it conservative, or are you going to be aggressive in your 15-lap heat?
I'm going to go out there and try to win it. If
There
it's
you
a
go.
race, I'm going to try to win it.
Certainly. Well, Seth, you still have 165 laps of racing ahead of you tonight. The 15-lap heat, the 150-lap feature. Best luck to you tonight. Congratulations on the Pratt Tile and Stone Pole Award.
Thanks, man. Y'all have fun up there.
Yes, sir. That is driver of the number 2, Seth Fitzpatrick. Devin, wild run there. I do want to go ahead and see maybe if we can bring up the second place driver to number 65, Kyle Lingerfeld, heading your way, Devin.
Yes, sir. We'll get Kyle Lingerfeld in the booth, the so-called dirt track expert here in the 65 car. Kyle, you come home second, but man, that was a blistering lap you put down. I did not think anyone was going to beat it, but Seth Fitzpatrick laid a blistering lap of his own. How you feel about rolling off, though, second, I think first in your heat, though?
Yeah, hats off to Seth. That was a blistering lap. The track was just perfectly worked in there. The heavy isn't the fastest. Once it gets right in the middle, worn in, is when the track is the fastest, and he just had it perfectly from all the single car qual right there at the end. But I'm excited. It's gonna be a fun night. I have a pretty fast car, and we're gonna go see what we can do.
I mean, I definitely know that 65 is definitely going to be one of the cars to watch on dirt. Very heartbreaking situation last year here, or last season, in the Outlaw Sim Series at this very track. Pretty much we thought you had it won, and then it kind of heartbreak there at the end. But definitely coming back for redemption. You think you can pull it off? I know you got some stiff competition in Fitzpatrick, but do you think you got the car to pull it off tonight?
Yeah, I'm kind of ditching my priorities tonight to run this race, so I feel like I need to have some great results here to get it done. I think I got the car to do it. We're gonna be fast all night. I'm ready for the track to slick up and see who's got what then, because I think that's when we'll be the best.
Right, and we heard your teammate there, the 5 car, or one of your old teammates there, the 5 car, Matthew Setzer, talking about how, he when he practices these track, he goes straight to 100% usage, really practicing on the slick track. Is that something you do as well, really practicing these tracks when they get slicked up and learning how to be fast when they're kind of their worst condition?
Yeah, no, I always go to as well, right to 100%. I don't even bother with the heavy because it wears off so quickly. In the Coca-Cola race, in their heat races, the track was almost completely slick after 25 laps. So once you get all of us on there, the track's going to be almost completely slick within 20 laps. So the heavy doesn't last long, the slick does. So that's why you got to be the best.
That's right, and I know from previous watching here, the inside line seemed to be the line that guys. It was not really the middle kind of was at the beginning, and then it really guys kind of gravitated towards either the wall or the bottom, and we kind of had 2 different strategies fighting it out for the win. The guy on the bottom ended up winning out. Is that what you see happening here? Or do you think that top line is the lane to take?
It's really just going to depend on track conditions. The track real early, you can go everywhere. It doesn't matter. You can make any line work. You just have to have the drive off. And I think for me personally, my car likes the bottom. So once again, I think you'll just see me ride around the bottom, making moves. I'll go to the top whenever it requires it. But other than that, let's play it safe, stay away from the wall.
Yeah, we saw that in qualifying. You kind of ride a different line than most of the other guys who were up there in the fast times. So I definitely think that's something these other guys up there have to watch out for. You can run a different line and still be just as quick. So good luck tonight. We'll let you get back out there and practice for the last 10 minutes or so, and we'll see you in the heat races.
Appreciate it, guys. Have fun tonight.
Driver number 65, Kyle Linger, felt their second in qualifying. We're going to have 10 minutes left here in the warm-up session before we get to heat racing here from the last great Coliseum. We're going to go ahead and step aside and take a quick break. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be right back with coverage from the dirt at Bristol here in just a few moments.
Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence.
Sound Art introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of 2 products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. Sound art ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
Welcome, race fans, back to the last great Coliseum, the world's fastest half-mile, Thunder Valley, and all that good stuff. The Bristol Motor Speedway, covered in dirt. That's what we've got tonight for round 10 of the Outlaws Sim Series here from the virtual Bristol, Tennessee. Now, I did mention, I don't know if it's out there in the pit lane. Let's see if we can maybe grab a little bit of a sneak at his car. Nope, it's not out there. So that's all right. I was gonna see maybe we could see Adrian Schumacher's car out on the track, but you know what, Devin? There's a couple of drivers I want to talk to while we have this opportunity. I want to talk to a driver who may be on the back foot coming into tonight's race. A driver, well, he didn't get really too much practice in with this car at this track. I want to talk to point leader driver of the number 81 Max Service. Max, coming into tonight's race, 25-point lead, and a little bit on the back foot. You kind of had to get some sim time late here on the dirt at Bristol. But how are you feeling now that you kind of got that qualifying run under your belt?
Not good. I stuck here. I hate dirt racing. Not a lot of practice with it, obviously. I think I had about 4 laps of practice and then I ran my 3 quali laps. So that's what we're rolling with. We're still in the quali session here. Just trying to get through it and get some laps in. I'm not thrilled with the car. I don't think I'd be thrilled with anything on dirt, but it is what it is. We're just here to gather as many points as we possibly can. I'm not winning.
Well, when you come to a race with that kind of mindset, especially something that you're not used to, like stock cars on dirt, how do you go about that? How are you going to be able to maybe ensure that you're kind of giving space? You're going to be starting, if this holds up and you go through the heat race, you're going to be starting right in the thick of the pack. So how do you intend to keep yourself out of trouble?
I think the intent is just kind of hope and pray that we don't get wrecked, but if we do, we do. These cars can kind of take a beating as long as you don't take a hit on any of the tires, but I'm going to do my best to stay out of trouble, and that should result in a good finish. Other than that, I don't think I'm going to finish anywhere reasonably good based on speed, because quite honestly, I don't have any.
Well, you have 3 wins to your name. This might be a little bit of a struggle, but that is also kind of the beauty of a 26-race regular season. Looking forward, you got Rockingham, Watkins Glen, and his next couple races, and you got the meat and potatoes of the schedule coming up after that. How are you feeling looking forward if we can get out of here with a decent run?
Just get me to Rockingham. That's all that matters. Rockingham is by far my favorite oval ever. I just want to get there. I've been looking forward to it all season. I actually get to participate in it this season, so I'm gonna put a little bit of time into a setup for once for that one. So we might actually
or what's happening?
No, we just gotta
gonna make it.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it. Probably,
right.
Maybe.
Probably, maybe.
I don't know. We'll find out. I mean, I'm not gonna make it from scratch. I'm not that talented, but we'll see.
Right on. This is driver of the number 81 Max Service, starting middle of the pack. I guess here your heat race is coming up. I guess, well, you go about that. You didn't get too much practice this week here. You do have a 15-lap heat race coming up. How are you going to approach that, at least, knowing that you at least get a little bit of a reset for the main event after that?
Is that how many laps the heat races are?
It'd be 15.
Oh, okay. I didn't really know. I wasn't here for most of it, of the description, so... Yeah, we're just gonna try and survive. Maybe get a spot or two, or lose a spot or two. It really depends. Just kind of got to get through it. That's what tonight's all about, getting through it. I'm pretty sure there's only 2 cars left in the actual session here because we're switching over to the race session. So
Okay.
we're gonna get over there. That's your heads up.
I appreciate that.
As we're switching. But. Yeah, I don't know. Just survive. That's all I want to do tonight. I want to get out of this.
Driver of the number 81 Max Service, your current point leader coming into tonight's race. Max, best luck to you. Hopefully we'll talk to you a little later on, man.
I wouldn't bet on it, but hopefully by some miracle.
Driver of the number 81 Max Service, and well, you heard it there, Devin. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna step aside real quick. We have a session switch to take care of. On the far side of this break, we are gonna have heat racing and the main event. Don't you go anywhere. Racing action from the dirt at Bristol on the far side of this break. We are still in a holding pattern here in between the heat races. We're still getting that heat lobby set up here for all of you, but I promise you we have 4 15-lap heats and 150 laps of dirt racing action coming up here soon. Don't you go anywhere. We're still getting those heats sorted and ready to go here. There's been an update to the session layout tonight. There's only going to be 2 heats. That is the update coming from the admins and race control. Only 2 heats to kind of streamline the process, kind of make things up. So 2 heats, and then it'll be the main event. But I want to thank you all for tuning in and sticking with us here at Pit Stop TV for the 10th round of 36 here of the Outlaws Sim Series tonight on the dirt at Bristol. It'll be one fun night. Stick with us here. Welcome, race fans, back to the virtual Bristol Motor Speedway covered in dirt. Devin, we're now here for heat racing and the like. We still got 6 minutes here in final warm-up before we get to heat racing, Devin. But 2 heats ahead of tonight's 150-lap feature. Can't wait to get back to it, Devin. We saw single car qualifying there. A little bit of a different feel for an Outlaws Sim Series event. I'd say first time we've ever done it here in the Outlaws Sim Series, that kind of single car qualifying. What you make of it?
Yeah, it is, and it throws it back to the kind of the dirt track feel. Local dirt tracks come in, you do your qualifying, all single car, and then you go out, you do your heats, and then you have the features. So, trying to get that that local dirt track feel here tonight on a Wednesday night in the Outlaws Sim Series. And now we're getting ready for the heats, so now the fun begins. We're going to have 2 very quick heats, 15 laps each. And, I mean, you got to make moves. If you want to make them, you got to make them there really quickly. 15 laps, I mean, it's going to go by in a heartbeat, especially here at Bristol Motor Speedway. So get it done while you can. And then, we hit the 150-lap feature. It should be a good time.
It actually looks like we're going to get right into things. I think Adam was very kind enough to wait for us to get on into the session. And Evan, we're going to get to it here. Heat number 1 is coming up. And let's go ahead and get through the starting lineup for heat number 1. Row number 1. It'll be driver of the number 77. And to his outside, driver number 71, Seth Berger and Jeremiah Stetson make up row 1. Row 2 will be the 33 James Gillard, the 22 Jacob Reeves. And row number 3 will be the 31 of Brad Bothwell, the 12 of Andrew St. Cour. Devin?
Yep, and then Jonathan Jennings is going to be on the inside of Adam Gardner there in the 56. Next row is going to see Nathan Aldrich and Mike Petrin there on his outside. Then 11th, we'll see Seth Fitzpatrick, and 12th, Andrew Schroeder.
And that is our heat race grid. Getting ready to do battle here on the dirt high banks of Bristol. Again, Seth Berger, Jeremiah Stutzman. They're row number 1, and looks like we are getting ready to roll here. We're missing 5th place driver Brad Bothwell, I believe, but other than that, we should be all here. Brad Bothwell is going to sit out on the heat, but here we go. Let's take a look at the weather as these drivers get ready to get going here for heat number 1. 91 degrees, the track temp, Devin. Track temp doesn't mean all that much on the dirt, but it can have a little bit of effect when it comes to the slicking up of the track and all that good stuff. Air temp, 82.5 degrees. Winds, negligible.
Yeah, and that high track temp there really could eat this dirt up very quickly. Again, you heard it from Seth Fitzpatrick. And Kyle Lingerfeld. They expect this track to get pretty slicked up very quickly here with these cars on it. It does look like, unfortunately, with the change in the session, the starting lineups aren't what we did for qualifying, but we're still going to give Seth Fitzpatrick this pole award. He is going to have to do some driving, though, to get back through this field. He is starting a little bit further back than he thought he was, so I think he can do it, though.
Well, here we go, down the back straighter for the final time. Right, so heat racing didn't work out too well. Or I guess setting up the order for the heats, my apologies, didn't work out too well. That's okay. Jonathan Jennings still in this first heat. I'm sorry, not Jonathan. Seth Fitzpatrick still gets that pole award. And the iRacing.com safety vehicles in the safety of pit lane. Let's get to it. We are racing from Bristol. You know what? It looks like we've gotten 15-minute heats instead. But Seth Berger out in the lead. Jeremiah Stutzman in second. And it looks like Jonathan Jennings is rocking it up to third. Jennings now trying to see what he can do to work over on Stutzman. Stutzman, I think, popped the wall there. Here comes Jennings.
Yeah, Jennings to the outside, trying to make that outside lane work. He's going to have the run as he comes off the turn, really making it stick side by side as they come off, almost touching there. And Seth Berger sets the fastest lap. He's on cruise control, and we saw this in MPI. If you were out front, for some reason, it just looked like you could set sail and get away from the guys.
It worked out there. My apologies. I guess it just looked like that we weren't going to get heat numbers or heat lap counts there, but we're all good. Now we see James Gilliard in that beautiful number 33 machine car in the wall. That's a 22 of Jacob Reeves.
Yeah, and something happened to Jeremiah Stutzman. He is way off the pace. You see him on the inside there being passed. He is dropped way back. 6th place now. And it looks like he's just nursing that car around at the moment. I'm not sure why he's able to...
maybe too hard?
Yeah, maybe hit the wall too hard. Maybe the steering is messed up. These pinion steering is very sensitive. It looks like he's trying to get back up to speed now, though. I'm not really sure what happened. Maybe he's just not comfortable on that inside lane. But... yeah, the 2-car Fitzpatrick started kind of back in the pack, about 8th or 9th. He has made his way up to 3rd now, and he is trying to chase down these front 2, Jennings and Berger. Berger kind of set sail for a minute there, but they are catching him back up very quickly.
Here's Seth Fitzpatrick. You know he wants to muscle. You heard him in that interview. If there's a race, he wants to win it. Well, he's up to 3rd. He's trying to size up there. Actually, that's a lap car there, Mike Petrin in the 41, and then up the road is the 91 of Jennings. It's really slicked off there now on the top side entry there into turn 3. Petrie comes all the way down and contact with the pole winner, Seth Fitzpatrick. Car up the track. That's Petrin sitting in the middle of the track. Mike Petrin at start finish nearly collects there via 12 of Andrew St. Coeur. And he'll plow into the inside wall as well. It is not looking good for the 41 of Mike Petrin. Now trying to get back going. He'll plow back into the inside wall. Mike Petrin will now get rolling away now. Unfortunate circumstances for driver of the number 41.
Yeah, it looks like he thought maybe it would sling around like it would on asphalt, where you can gas it up real quick and it'll flip it around, but not so much on dirt. It's a little bit trickier to do that and flip it around, so not able to get that done. He plows it straight in the wall, but unfortunate for Seth Fitzpatrick too. He has lost out on 3rd place, having to fall back to 4th with that contact. But we have a battle for the lead here with 5 laps to go. Sorry. Seth Berger got away for a little bit, but Jonathan Jennings is catching him quite rapidly.
Here comes Jennings storming up as he tries to close that gap to the 77 of Seth Berger. Jennings running that high line now into 1 and 2 again, this time by his 4 laps to go. Seth sideways through the slick stuff. Here comes Jennings. Look at that power off.
Yeah, that's really going to hurt Seth Berger's chances here. He got a little bit loose and got in that slick stuff. Jennings powering it there. He's there. He is on the back bumper. He sends it to the inside of the 77. Seth Berger, though, if he can keep the speed up, should have the momentum off the turn.
Side by side, down the back. Jennings down on the bottom side. Seth way up by the outside wall. Who can keep their power down quit better? Off of turn 4, 2 laps to go. Seth has the advantage into turn 1. Jennings still fighting down on the inside. Rolls that center better. Seth had to get up the throttle. Jennings is clear to the lead.
Jonathan Jennings clear to the lead. He takes over as we're going to come to 1 lap to go this next time by. Oh, man, that was a great battle brewing there as Seth Berger just lost it in the center of the turn, had to keep it off the wall. But Jennings catching him, and he's finally going to have to, this white flag here presented by, Whiplash Sim Cams, and he looks to take it.
Jonathan Jennings off of turn 4 will win heat number 1 from Bristol. And what a race there. Jennings had to chase down Seth Berger, and he took the lead right before he took the white flag presented by Whiplash Sim Cams and went on to take on the heat victory as well. You can see if we can get the results really quick. Well, no, they're going to go ahead and get the session switched over here. So let's go ahead and get through our next starting lineup. Row number 1 will be the 37 of Joseph Fogg, the 11 of Scott Bailey. Row 2, it'll be the 81 of Max Service, the 44 of David Molnix. And in row number 3, it'll be the 82 of Adrian Schumacher, the 5 of Matthew Setzer. Devin?
Yeah, and then the next row is going to be Greg Holt on the inside of Devin Smith on his outside there in row number 4. Row number 5 is going to see, the 83 of Byron Shaw Jr. and to his outside, the 84 of Derek McMurtry. Row number 6 is Kyle Lingerfeld by himself, and man, the 2 fastest guys in the session that we thought of having to do a lot of work to get to the back. Seth Fitzpatrick was able to bring it home third, but man, it looks like Lingerfeld really has his work cut out for him. He is going to have to make quick work because these laps fly by here at Bristol.
Certainly. Gonna have to make quick work of these drivers. I'd say he'd be able to do so. Might get a little crazy up here. Joseph Fogg, Max Service, a couple drivers who didn't qualify all that well. They're going to be starting towards the front, so this could get really jumbled up here really quickly as we find our way onto our last pace lap. This is our second of two 15-lap heats. This will then be followed up by a 150-lap feature. Stages will be 30, 68, and 150 for tonight's feature event. Here we go. 11 cars doubled up and getting ready to do battle for 15 laps around the last great Coliseum covered in clay and dirt. The iRacing.com safety vehicle will prepare to make that left-handed turn. And it will now, seeking out its safety in the pit lane. Gives the control to the 37 of Joseph Fogg. And green flag from Bristol. And Joseph Fogg gets into Max Service, and they're going to go round. Max Service gets the worst end of that.
Yeah, Max and Fogg come together. The two front row places there get together early on, and that really jacked up the field a bit. They really had to get out of it, and then allowed Scott Bailey to escape. As there's a guy in the wall, the 44 in the wall down the front stretch.
He gets into the 82. With Schumacher.
95
the 95
in the wall. Lingerfeld in the wall.
They're all piling up back here. Looks like everybody will keep it straight. Devin Smith sliding up the inside of McMurtry. Around goes the 44 Molnix. Absolute chaos in this midfield. Brian Shaw just trying to stay out of the way. He's down near the apron. Joseph Fogg trying to find his way by everybody. Kyle Lingerfeld has powered his way up to fourth. I don't know if he has enough time to go catch Scott Bailey, but
I was gonna say,
what a run!
What a run! I mean, he was involved in an incident just a lap before, and all of a sudden finds himself just powering through into fourth. Greg Holt right there in front of him. Fourth, about 5 seconds to go to get to Scott Bailey. Scott Bailey really pulling away from Setzer, though. Setzer, he's kind of hanging around 2 seconds, but there's wrecking here on turns 3 and 4. It looks like
that's 95 of Devin Smith.
Or Devin Smith around, yeah. But yeah, there's a whole lot more chaos in this heat than there was in the last one.
That's how these heat races tend to work, don't they, Devin? One heat's all calm and the other is absolutely chaotic.
Yeah, we saw that earlier in the real-life NASCAR series that when they raced at the LA Coliseum.
Mm-hmm.
The first heat, very relaxed, very cordial, and just some good hard racing. And the second heat was everybody let it all hang out, really going for it. And speaking of going for it, Kyle Lingerfeld has caught Greg Holt.
Absolutely powering up the inside that not really anybody else is trying to run. Well, right there, he's going to try to size up the defending series champion, Greg Holt, being caught from behind from the 65 and diving to the inside. Greg takes his line away, though. And you know what? For someone who struggled a little bit on Bristol Dirt, Greg doing a little bit of good defense here to try to keep Lingerfeld behind. Now Lingerfeld dives into the inside. That might be it for the 3. And, well, yep, it will be. Lingerfeld will power on by Greg Holt, but Holt drives it back down to the inside. He's not done.
No, he's not done putting up a brilliant defense, but it looks like he finally had to give way. Just the speed of Lingerfeld is something these drivers are really going to have to compete with. He's up to third now, and Matt Setzer is right in front of him, and he is catching him very quickly.
Looks like Setzer might not have that magic touch in this next-gen car as opposed to the truck. but it's still early on, and we still have to see. Remember what he said in his interview. He practices on 100% track wear, and that might be just when he comes in here. He might just really roar to life when this track is completely slicked off. He's really sideways there in the center of the corner. Lingerfeld trying to chase him down. I don't know if there's going to be enough time, but certainly he's going to put up a fight.
Yeah, this is the battle on the track right now. It looks like our leader, Scott Bailey, 4 seconds down the road from these guys. So, yeah, Lingerfeld trying to get the best starting position he can after a very chaotic mid-race there, early race. People wrecking everywhere, and he finds himself in third. So, yeah, that third row of Lingerfeld and Seth Fitzpatrick could be very intriguing if it stays the way it is now, Emerson.
The 11 of Scott Bailey roaring through 3 and 4, right up in that loose stuff. He'll come off of turn 4 and he'll take the white flag presented by Whiplash Sim Cams. It's been all the 11 of Scott Bailey here in heat number 2. The 44 Molnick sideways out in front. He tries to get by of a 95 of Devin Smith and into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. In heat number 2, Scott Bailey will win heat 2 from Bristol. The battle for second rages on, but it is Matthew Setzer who gets the best of Kyle Lingerfeld.
Yeah, very, very different race from the first one. A lot of wrecked cars in this race here, in this heat. And I believe they're going to get the session switched over very quickly again, and we're going to get this main feature going. Man, if that second heat race was any indication, this could get crazy very quickly.
Looks like, is this a complete track race? No, we got a 5-minute warm-up in between sessions, so there we go. We get to see. Well, we'll see now. Will Seth Fitzpatrick and Kyle Lingerfeld get their front row start, or will Fitzpatrick at least get the pole, or is it going to be completely to the heat results that sets the starting order? We'll have to find out there. But we can at least try to talk to our Heat 1 winners. And, you know, it is already Slippy who got Heat 1 done, but Scott Bailey was there to winner Heat 2, Devin.
Yeah, we'll get Scott Bailey up, and Jonathan Jennings was the winner of Heat 1.
There we go. We'll go ahead and we'll search for 91 of Jonathan Jennings. We'll go and bring him on up first. Yeah. Let's go ahead and talk to Heat 1 winner, Jonathan Jennings. Jonathan, a monstrous drive to chase down the Season 1 champion Seth Berger, and you powered right on by with 2 laps to go. How did you get that one done?
I seen the bottom coming in and decided to give it a try. It was a good race battle with him.
So now you set yourself up towards the front for tonight's 150 lap feature event here on the dirt at Bristol. Very, very tough track when it comes to just traffic all around. So that'll at least be an upper hand to start ahead some of that traffic. But how do you see yourself faring in tonight's race?
Just trying to keep the car clean and keep track position. I think it's going to be key. Taking care of my teammates too. I think we've got a decent setup this week. So far it's showing, qualifying, both heat races. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Yep. All right, but you look forward to it. It looks like we're gonna go ahead and get warm-up switched over here. So we'll leave you to it, Jonathan. Best luck to you in tonight's race.
Thank you.
That is Heat 1 winner, Jonathan Jennings. And, well, it looks like we're going to get ready right into the race, Devin. So let's go through our starting lineup. Row number 1 will be the 91 of Jonathan Jennings. Who's outside will be the 11 of Scott Bailey. Row number 2 will be the 77 of Seth Berger and the 5 of Matthew Setzer. Row number 3 will be the 2 of Seth Fitzpatrick and the 65 of Kyle Lingerfeld. Row number 4, it'll be the 33 of James Gilliard, the 3 of Greg Holt. And in row number 5, it'll be the 71 of Jeremiah Stutzman, the 84 of Derek McMurtry.
Yeah, and then row number 6 is going to see the 22 of Jacob Reeves, the 82 of Adrian Schumacher on his outside. Row number 7, Andrew St. Cour in the 12 car into his outside max service in the 81. Row number 8 sees Andrew Schroeder in the 47 and Daniel Mulnix in the 44. Row number 9 is going to see Mike Beatron in the 41 into his outside Joseph Fogg in the 18th starting position. 19th is going to see Nathan Aldrich into his outside Devin Smith in 20th.
Row number 11 will see the 56 of Adam Gardner, V83 of Brian Shaw. Row 12, it'll be the 31 of Brad Bothwell. And those are all the drivers who made all the switches over to find their way into this session tonight. 23 cars is what it seems like we're going to get in this main event. And there's no moves to get Fitzpatrick going towards the front of the field, so it looks like it'll be Jonathan Jennings with the effective front row starting position. Once again, I want to go through our race format for tonight's race. Stage points will be awarded to the top 10, regardless of what session state, at the completion of lap 30 and lap 68. And there will be no caution period to signify the end of the stage as well. We're racing to the end of lap 30 and to the end of lap 68. 23 drivers doubled up and getting ready to do battle here on the concrete high banks of Bristol, covered in dirt and clay. One more look at the weather. 94 degrees, the track temp 82.8 degrees, the air temp, winds 3 miles an hour out of the southwest. And now the iRacing.com safety truck will find its safety in the pit lane. The field in the hands of Jonathan Jennings, and we are racing from the dirt at Bristol. Car is already bouncing off the wall in the back. It is Jonathan Jennings who's gotten cleared out to the front of the field. Sets are already into the wall.
Yeah, Setzer rides the wall around 1 and 2 there. That's not going to do wonders for that 5 car and his chances tonight. But these cars can take a beating. He should pile back into it. He's just got to get the momentum back up. 84 down there low off of turn
Murphy
2.
very sideways off of 4.
Very sideways, and that's going to be the problem spot. That's what we saw in MPI Emerson, that off of turn 2, it can be very bumpy and very unpredictable. And if you hit those bumps wrong, especially once the track gets worn, it can really take the car around, as Jonathan Jennings says, the fastest lap of the race so far.
Jennings is absolutely on it, and we got a car in the wall. Is that the 82 of Adrian Schumacher? Yep, and I want to give a shout out to his paint scheme. He's running a Subaru Impreza World Rallycross inspired car. We're on the dirt. There's going to be some jumps as the track slicks off. Unfortunately, already a little bit of damage to that machine.
Yeah, decent looking car there. The number not on the side, it's on the hood of the car.
Oh
so
no, Andrew St. Cour hard into the wall back there.
Yeah, the 12 car a little hard in the wall. Looks like it's no worse for wear. Again, these cars on this track can take a beating. And but Jonathan Jennings, though, he's chased down by Scott Bailey. These front guys kind of keeping it tight. Front 5, all within about 2 to 3 seconds of each other. It looks like Lingenfeld's falling off just a bit. He may be waiting for the track to slick up for his car to come in, but what a good green flag run so far. These guys really blazing. This top line is now Seth Fitzpatrick. Takes it to the inside, trying to test this one out.
Oh, man, he caught some of that apron down there. That was really low.
He does it again. He's just searching for new lines. Everybody running the top right now. So he's trying to search for a new line to kind of, see what he can do, see where his car is the best. But it looks like he lost some time, so he goes back to the top now. But, man, yeah, these guys are really searching around, trying to find that rhythm here at the track. Dirt track racing, all very much about rhythm. And getting into the groove of how the track is doing each and every lap. It's going to change with each and every lap as this track gets rubbered up.
Look at this battle. This is the battle for the 8th position. Holt under attack from the 81 of Max Service. And Service trying to get on by, but Holt gets a nice little exit and holds station there. And the 44, David Molnix Daniel Molnix, my apologies, wants to get in on this battle as well.
Yeah, and it's going to be a while before we really see these lanes kind of define themselves, as now Max is running up on the top lane, getting some great runs. Molnix staying right with him, though. But you can see how close they pull up to Holt when they enter the turn. Holt now moves back up to the top.
Kyle Lingerfeld has gone around.
Oh, no, Kyle Lingerfeld around into the pit wall. Caution is out.
Caution on the speedway, and I wonder if there was contact that warranted this one, because I can't imagine Lingerfeld. Oh, and Andrew Schroeder's there as well. Oh, as we cut the replay, we'll be able to see what happens. But yeah, we will get the replay here, and unfortunately, I think this was him battling some lapped traffic here. The 14 of Nathan Aldridge. Oh, there's a parking lot up ahead. We'll have a little bit more investigating to do. Off the corner. Andrew Schroeder just comes down and
it just comes down. Doesn't look like there's any damage really on the 65, so he should be able to continue. But now he's got to come from the back.
And watch this. He'll try to flick it around here. And this is what I was talking about. Andrew Schroeder, who made the initial contact with him, he's still going to be sitting there and comes back down into the path of Lingerfeld. That is unfortunate.
We saw that in a truck race, the real-life truck race last year, where a couple truck drivers kind of got together. And then when they were trying to get restarted, they ended up hitting each other again, just adding more fuel to the fire between those two drivers. I can't remember the two off the top of my head, but
so this is going on here. This
parking lot. Oh, it got Seth. Seth's
no.
in the wall.
I was gonna say, so this is where it happened. I think we're gonna go back one more time and look at what happened to Schroeder. But it looked like Schroeder, Aldrich, and Devin Smith, who were at the back of the field being lapped, were all into some trouble. And so we'll watch Schroeder here. He's already struggling. He's trying to get around the 41 of Mike Petrin. He's bound to 56 of Adam Gardner back here. Gardner and Schroeder make contact there into the wall.
Big hit, big hit.
Schroeder's still up there. Here's where the leaders come on by, or second and third, my apologies, Seth Berger. And Schroeder's just trying to get out of the way. And this was not looking like a good situation at all. And he finally comes to rest, making contact with the 65 of Lingerfeld. He'll ride back up the track. And that is where he tried to spin back around, and that ultimately settled it. So what I've been told, Devin, is that we will have a choose cone in effect. And it's going to be... Let me read this one correctly. So there'll be a choose cone. There's a choose cone. The barrels on the back straightaway pit lane on the 2 to green lap will be the destination where the choose rule will be put in place. So let's see how these drivers make their choices. Now, I don't know if it's the first or the second, but we're going to go ahead and find out here as the field comes on by. And it looks like it's right there. Here, the choice is being made.
Yeah, here they are. And we're seeing kind of guys, fan out. Not a lot of guys taking one lane or the other, just kind of going where the guys in front of them are not going. There's a couple that take the outside lane.
I guess those were the choices being made, and everybody will go ahead and get lined up here. This should be the 1 to green. First caution of the evening here on the dirt of Bristol. That's actually Brad Boffel getting his lap back a little late there. But these caution laps, they happen so quickly here. It's just kind of the nature of the beast. So Jonathan Jennings elects the outside lane. To his inside will be the 11 of Scott Bailey. Row 2 will be Seth Berger, Seth Fitzpatrick. Row 3, James Gilliard and Greg Holt. Row 4, Setzer, Max Service. Row 5, Molnix and Joseph Fogg. And now really lowing these cars down into the 91 of Jonathan Jennings. The iRacing.com safety vehicle finds its safety in the pit lane. The field in the hands of the 91 of Jonathan Jennings. And we're racing from Bristol Dirt. Car in the wall, that's the 37 of Joseph Fogg, absolutely eating the wall back there. And around he goes in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, no worse for wear there. He's going to keep it moving. A lot of damage on the 37 car. He's missing his deck lid now. But, yeah, he keeps it moving. No caution. They continue on.
Look at this. The battle to Seth's going on for third.
Yeah, Seth Fitzpatrick clears. Seth Berger on the inside there, making that inside lane work a little bit. You can see these guys right on top of each other at the front of this pack. Seth Fitzpatrick, the fastest guy in qualifying, trying to make his way to the front.
Scott Bailey really running a weird line. Chomps right down in front of Seth Fitzpatrick. Here's the battle for second.
Fitzpatrick goes low. Scott Bailey goes high. Who's going to have the momentum off? It looks like Bailey for the time being, but Seth Fitzpatrick really sends it into turn 1 and 2. He's almost to the quarter panel of Bailey as they come off of turn 2.
Bailey really letting it slide there to the center of the corner, but while he's preoccupied with the 2 of Seth Fitzpatrick, that allows the 91 of Jonathan Jennings to open up his advantage at the front of the field. And now sideways there's Joseph Fogg in front of the leaders.
Yeah, and that really compromised Jonathan Jennings' line. He had to check up there. That allowed Scott Bailey and Fitzpatrick to catch right back up to him after he was starting to pull away a bit. So all that work done by Jonathan Jennings, he's going to have to restart it, and it looks like he's trying to back up to about a half a second, but
Ooh,
man, they are closing in big time as, yeah, we were watching Setzer and Holt go at it here for the 6th place position.
Oh, no! Oh, no!
Back up.
Oh, Andrew St. Cour parked on the high lane, and the caution's going to come out. Oh, no. Parked right on the racing line. Nowhere for those drivers to go, and oh goodness, this one's gonna go back a while. Okay, so this is Andrew St. Cour. This is a couple laps ago. This is a little bit of a long replay, so let's see what happened. He hits the wall there in turn 2, but he's up there, trying to keep it up there for the most part. He comes off the wall. He doesn't hit anybody, and sideways as he tries to angle into turn 3 up the track, tries to avoid Bothwell. I think he does so for the most part. So now he's trying to keep his car under control. Up on the top side. Bit of contact with Devin Smith. He'll hit the wall, and that's fortunately where he ended up parking. It's just so
right
hard.
Line.
I mean, I don't know. That's a bad spot to be, and he tries to get out of the way.
The leaders. Oh, and Setzer, and then Stutzman.
That is Stutzman's race. It's Setzer's competitive night. More than likely is over. That is Stutzman's race over.
Yeah, Stutzman's race over. It also looks like 12's race is over. Man, that's he just got stuck in a bad spot. Looked like he tried to gas it up, and the car just was not moving the way he wanted it to
was
move.
Moving on that high side too. That's so that's gonna hurt.
That's his line. That was his line in qualifying.
Look at him.
And,
Like he was hauling, and
he hit the wall there, but right into his path.
that is heartbreaking. That's a tough spot. I think maybe he should have towed, I guess, at that. I don't know what else he could have done. That's a tough spot to be in. If Matthew said just view from it.
Especially with the entire field's kind of strung out now and not really a chance to get it spun around.
Setzer, he saw the 37 of Fog. He wanted to give himself plenty of room for that car. Now there's a car parked right there in the track. He doesn't know where to go.
Well, he had Holt to his inside.
You know, he was also kind of when you're on a line like that on dirt, Devin. It is so hard to get off that line in the center of the corner.
You really have to give up either. Yeah, unless you really compromise yourself. And
right, you'd have to really bog it down.
Right. Yeah, you really have to bog it down, and even then, the car can it acts kind of differently. It could take off to the right.
That's scary to watch oncoming traffic
come
the
right
leaders
right there. That's the leaders. And then there's the hits.
So he meant good. He meant to try to get out. He saw Seth get really close to him. Meant well, but unfortunately couldn't get out of the way on time, and unfortunately really dampened Setzer's race, and more than likely ended Jeremiah Stutzman's race.
Yeah, the choose rule though has been taken. Seth Fitzpatrick goes to the front row. Scott Bailey, Jonathan Jennings on the outside. Both the Seths on the inside here.
And you know what, Devin? We're going to get a 1-lap shootout for heat number 1's stage points. How about that? So, let's go through the order before we go green here. Jonathan Jennings, Seth Fitzpatrick, Scott Bailey, Seth Berger, Greg Holt, James Gilliard, David Molnix, Max Service, Adrian Schumacher, and Brian Shaw. The field in the hands of the 91 of Jonathan Jennings. 1 lap in stage number 1. We are racing once again from Bristol. Jennings gets cleared. Holt plows the wall down. He's got to hold that speed up there. Everybody dives to the bottom slide. This now half a lap to go for stage points. Seth Fitzpatrick trying to power up the inside of Scott Bailey. They're still going toe-to-toe. Bailey really sideways up the track. Fitzpatrick cleared a second. Berger, Gillian will hold on 4th and 5th as Jonathan Jennings will win stage 1. It was Holt in service, and it was a absolute drag race behind. Now cars going around, and looks like that's the 41 of Mike Petrin going around.
Has been thrown again. Petrin and green car. There.
Brad Boffo, is he stuck?
He's stuck.
Oh no.
He's trying to get out of the tire barrier, but it does look like
he got it.
There you go.
He'll lose a lap, but you know, I guess that's better than the toe. That is unfortunate. So they were fighting so hard for stage points. I don't know if these guys necessarily had a good shot at stage points, but nonetheless, let's see how this happened. Petrin in the 41 up ahead, gets into the slick stuff, really sideways. Boffo slides up and they meet. It's really just that they met, and it's unfortunate. Really,
dirt track racing there. Just
yeah,
in the middle.
Neither one of them really did anything wrong. They just met.
Yeah,
you know what? It makes race control's job a little easier there. Both of them get the EOL.
Yeah. But, just, dirt track racing, it kind of breeds this, where you got to lean on each other just a bit. It's different than asphalt racing. Asphalt racing, if you lean on people too much, they don't like that too much. But dirt track racing, you kind of do that from time to time, and that's just the nature of the race.
I'm going to go ahead and bring on up second place finisher here in stage number 1. So we already talked to Jennings a little bit today. Let's go ahead and see what the driver of the number 11, Scott Bailey, how you feeling there? Wild little run to the end of the stage there, but doing well for yourself, keeping yourself up here and well in it.
Yeah, definitely appreciate that. It was tight there with one to go on the green before the end of the stage, and I messed up on the choose. I forgot about it. Got stuck behind a 91. Planned on not giving up the front row, but still managed our way around the 2 and finished second. So happy with that. Just trying to keep it out front, keep it clean, and figure out when we got to pit.
How are track conditions out there now that we've gone through 30-some laps here? It's starting to slick off a little bit, but how do you feel about it? Where's the speed? What can you do?
Yeah, there's definitely still some speed on the bottom. There's some grip down there. The top's slicking off, but there's still a little bit on the very top. I'm not comfortable running right up against the wall until about 5 laps in. Just got to get some heat in the tires, so we'll see. It's going to get worse before the end of this thing. So.
All right, Scott. Well, congratulations there on the good run in stage 1. Hopefully, we're talking to you a little later on, bud. Best luck to you the rest of the race, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Yep. Driver of the number 11, Scott Bailey there, and he likes the inside. So that explained a little bit of that restart, Devin. He didn't mean to pick the outside behind Jonathan Jennings.
Yeah, with that choose roll, that's a different placement than normal. So yeah,
right.
You might catch some people out, and it did catch the 11, but no worse for where he comes back out in second, where he was originally. So we'll see what he can do on this restart here, Emerson.
Here we go. Jonathan Jennings, Scott Bailey, the front row. VIRacing.com safety vehicles in the safety of pit lane. Racing again. from Bristol Motor Speedway. Seth Berger has cleared out in front of Scott Bailey now for that second position, but can he hold it way up the track? Sideways now is Seth. Here comes Fitzpatrick up the inside of Berger. Bailey gets away up to second.
Yeah, that really got the 77 out of shape. He gives up the second position, able to hold on to third, but for how long? He's got some hungry drivers behind him. Seth Fitzpatrick, James Gilliard, Greg Holt, and Kyle Lingerfeld has made his way back into the 7th position, all in a line right there. Lingerfeld trying to find his way around Greg Holt.
I was going to say, watch this guy. This track is starting to slick off. He's going to be able to make moves when nobody else is even thinking about. Kyle Lingerfeld now battling hard for 5th. Gilliard keeps himself up there. That's not going to allow Lingerfeld to make this one easy. But this is, again, a battle well within the top 5. And Gilliard, and the caution is on the speedway. Andrew St. Coeur is around again.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to the 12th car there, but he again finds himself into trouble. And I do believe that Lingerfeld completed that move on the 33, so he's going to be able to maintain that 5th position. So we watch the what happened to the 12th.
So he's at the back of the field here. He's already a few laps down, battling the 14 of Aldrich sideways, and incidental contact there, center of the corner. Aldrich trying to just power through it, and you know what? At least he's
stuck in a racing lane again. Yeah.
At that, I appreciate the caution, so we don't have another one of those incidents where the leaders are endangered. But yeah, that's I don't know about all that and needing all that action for essentially drivers who are, well, Aldrich the last car to lead lap. I guess he's still racing well within his race, trying to stay with the other cars, but. I mean, not that either one of them did anything wrong. Again, I think, St. Coeur got sideways up there. They just met, but just, I don't know. It's not fun to go on at that part of the field.
Yeah, again, it's just dirt track racing. That's what happens. You lean on each other. You take different lines. You meet in the middle sometimes, and sometimes you just can't hold it straight. So you go around, and this is kind of what we saw in MPI. Guys kind of coming together, but once this track gets worn, though, it could get worse. Those guys from the Dark Horse camp, they've been practicing on the slick track. They know what this track feels like on a slick track. I'm not sure if any of these other guys have been practicing the slick track, so once those bumps kind of present themselves, it could really turn some of these drivers around if they're not ready for it.
I want to give a shout out to our partners here at Pit Stop TV, Tucson Sound Art, Permanent Makeup, and Cryo in Maine, BAM Racing Videos, Whiplash Media, of course, Whiplash Sim Cams. You can go to whiplash-media.com for more info. We've now completed 43 laps. My apologies. We should be coming around to the choose this time by. It's been all Jonathan Jennings at the front of the field so far. Scott Bailey second. Seth Berger third, Seth Fitzpatrick fourth, and now Kyle Lingerfeld is in 5th. Here are the chooses. A lot of drivers on that high side.
Yeah, a lot of drivers picking this high lane, and a couple of drivers picking the low lane.
There on that bottom side, not too much grip.
Yeah, it looks like both lanes starting to slick up there. You can kind of see the darker shades of brown present themselves. That knows that the track is rubbering in, and that's when it gets slick. So watch that as we go along here. That outside lane, especially 3 and 4, looks very slick.
I want to watch Kyle Lingerfeld there in that 3rd row outside lane. I think Lingerfeld's going to start making some real noise here now that he's got himself back up here. And you know what? It would have been so easy to panic in his situation being in that first caution. But he knows that was the first caution of the day. That was lap 15. He still had 135 more laps And he's already back up here well within the top 5. I want to watch that. The iRacing.com safety truck is in the safety pit lane. Jennings leads us back to Green Flag Racing from Bristol. Oh, contact! Both Seths get together!
Yeah, it looks like that was a accordion effect. Seth Berger, Seth Fitzpatrick, and Lingerfeld getting together. Greg Holt putting the body to Lingerfeld a little bit here. Max Service is going to like.
Oh,
Service! He got Seth Fitzpatrick.
Doesn't look too damaged from what it looks like, but Seth Fitzpatrick down in 10th after starting way up there. But you said it. Greg Holt powered his way by Lingerfeld. Now sideways, and Gilliard's going around behind.
Gilliard goes around, and oh, here we go again. The battle in the middle of the pack. Just chaos all over this track right now on these restarts. These guys trying to file out, find out where they can go. The Greg Holt not giving it up. But he hit the barrels.
And that's huge. He was having a great run for someone who really struggled last year on the dirt. He was having a great run.
Yeah, he was having a great run.
Hey, Jeremiah Stutzman's back out here. What?
Looks like he's got a new hood. Had a backup hood in the pits waiting on him. Still a little damage there, but I don't think so.
I'd like to see that info tab.
Yeah, that's interesting. He's up here. I mean, we did have a lot of caution, so maybe he can get some repairs done. But yeah, I mean, he's back up here.
You can't spend that much time on pit lane without losing laps. So that's wild. Jeremiah Stutzman is up in 5th after all that.
Yeah, and he's not letting go of Lingerfeld at the moment. Lingerfeld's car not too pretty either, being involved in a couple of beating and banging situations. He's got Seth Berger in front of him in 3rd. And the 2 leaders right there up in front, Scott Bailey and Jonathan Jennings, about a 10th separating. They're right on top of each other. And, yeah, these 2 drivers here. Oh, there's a car in the middle.
Oh, no!
Big hit.
Oh, my goodness.
Car flipped over in 3 and 4.
I cannot believe it. Well, Seth Berger, Kyle Lingerfeld, unfortunately, they're going to roll up right on this incident. And it's...
Oh, it's the 47 Schroeder.
Parked up there.
That was just Seth's line. That's where he'd been running. It doesn't look like there's too much damage on either car. A lot of guys coming down pit road now, though. But not a whole lot of damage. On
He's
Lingerfeld's
way on the bottom
car.
side of the racetrack. How does this happen?
Yeah, it looks, he just overpowered it up off of there, and he just trying to catch himself all the way down straightaway. Oh, Stutzman got it too. Oh, the 44, and here's the car still coming in.
6, 7. Oh my goodness. This is outrageous. Oh my goodness. That is. I mean, that's just dangerous, man. I don't know. I want to see how Brad Boffel fared in that one. He almost went over. Let's see. You know what? I think I might have the perfect angle for that. Here you go. This angle will show the whole one. Ow.
Man, it looks like just bumper cars here coming into the turn, and oh yeah, there goes
Petrin. He said the car went over. That was Petrin.
Yep.
Petrin.
Oh, he rolls all the way down the
Petrin still. Oh no!
3 flips.
Oh,
all the way
that is
down.
An agonizingly slow rollover. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. That's a little funny. Just how slow it just tumbled down the hill.
That's just the degree of banking at Bristol doing the job there.
Nowhere for Brian to go, and now we'll watch Mike Petrin
featuring, yeah, he gets flipped, and then it's just a slow roll down the track. Spider-Man doing some over-unders.
And he gets rolling, and he's off and away. He stays on the lead lap.
It's hard to kill a Spider-Man.
It sure is. They don't go down easy. You gotta be careful when you do, too. You just rolled down the hill, kept it going. Just my luck when trying to get rid of bugs. Do all that, keep it rolling. Jonathan Jennings, Matthew Setz in the front row. Lingerfelt finds himself in a little bit of a hole. He's down to 8th, but you said there's a bunch of pit stops there. First, Jonathan Jennings and Seth Fitzpatrick did not pit. Everybody else has pitted at some point in this race. You will have to pit once for fuel. I imagine Jennings is probably going to wait till the end of stage 2 maybe to do that. But here we go. VIRacing.com, safety vehicle in the safety pit lane. Racing once again from Bristol. Oh, around got 2 more cars, and Lingerfeld's going to fare well. Oh, no!
Oh, the
big
field.
wreck
That's
on the front straightaway. Huge wreck.
Oh, big wreck.
Oh, my goodness.
I believe the 83 getting together, it looked like.
Yeah, we'll try to find out. Yeah, I believe it was McMurtry up there. I don't think it was 83. McMurtry caught somebody else. This is off turn 2. This is a 95. Yeah, collects the 95 of Devin Smith, and
McMurtry slides right back up into oncoming traffic.
Oh no. That's not okay. I mean, I don't know like how it was in the car. I don't know if there was just that much momentum that carried him back up, but if he wasn't on the brakes, that is not okay. We're gonna ride on board with McMurtry if that's the case. Then we'll try to be able to tell. This won't be the end all be all. It won't be able to tell us everything because we're not feeling what's happening to the car, but we can get a good idea and see what was happening to the 84 McMurtry, who was already struggling a little bit. Just meet there in the middle. Just kind of kept rolling. I mean, he could have maybe tried to steer out of the way of the oncoming traffic, but that is huge.
Yeah, it effectively hits a lot of drivers. But we've seen that you can get these cars fixed and back out on the track. Jeremiah Stutzman proof of that. He's back out, sitting in the 5th position at the moment. So definitely get these cars fixed and still have a good run. You're not completely out of it. But yeah, that natural ice car there.
And we're gonna slow this one down. We'll be able to see it all. There's the contact. Stutzman sends Smith back spinning. That's where Stutzman and Reeves get together. Nowhere for Bothwell or Schumacher or Brian Shaw to go. Max, watch Max. Somehow doesn't get too much damage in that.
The 33.
Gilliard nowhere to go. That's gonna hurt his engine bad. Berger gets out of there all right.
It looks like the 33 not too bad.
But it flattened the nose on the 33.
Yeah, it did flatten the nose, but
not all that great. But
hey, Stutzman was missing the hood, man. Anything's possible.
I guess so.
Well, yeah, a lot of cars damaged. A lot of cars damaged there, and I mean it's Bristol, so some not happy drivers probably going to be coming out of this, and to be expected because it is again Bristol.
Choose rule being shown on the screen. Drivers making their exact choices at the pit barrels right there, entering the back straightaway pit lane, and this will be the last restart before stage 2 points are awarded. Now, will stage 2 end under green or caution will be a different thing. So let's go through our running order before the restart. It's Jonathan Jennings, Matthew Setzer, Seth Fitzpatrick, Kyle Lingerfeld, Scott Bailey, and Jeremiah Stutzman. Max Service and Joseph Fogg. Looking back there, Greg Holt and a 44 Daniel Molnix is the top 10. So, here we go.
It's this time. Yeah, I think it was with the choose rule kind of jumbled everything up here.
AirRacing.com, safety vehicle into safety pit lane. Racing once again. 4 laps to settle. Stage number 2. Holt slams Max Service there. Now Holt's going to slide down the back straightaway. Fitzpatrick slides in front of Lingerfeld. Bailey trying to power up the inside of 65. Cars all on the wall back there, but we keep it going. 3 laps to go in stage 2.
Yeah, it looked like Lingerfeld kind of got a bad entry into 1 and 2. Really lost a lot of ground there that he had worked so hard to make up.
Well, look who's starting to come to life. That caution is out on the speedway. Mike Petrin is parked on the back straightaway, and that car does not look healthy. And that means Jonathan Jennings will win stage number 2. Setzer, Fitzpatrick, Bailey, Lingerfeld, Service, Stutzman, Molnix, Reeves, and Fogg. Pending if they pit, because they do have to. They have to cross the line at the end of lap 68 for the stage points to count. So it is regardless of session state. The stage does not end, or the caution does not end stage 2. Stage 2 just happens to occur during the caution period. Here's the replay of the incident.
That could be interesting decision here for these drivers. Looks like some people are.
Aldrich hits Brian Shaw. And Mike Petrin. Next contact with Evan Smith and oh no.
Yeah, that Spider's starting to look a little crushed now, so
Do you wanna stay up here? I wanna see who all decides to take stage points here. So we're gonna get back to the live action and make sure who does win this, or who all finishes this stage. This is the last lap of stage 2.
The 22 was in the top 10.
He gave up stage points.
He gave up stage points. He pitted.
This is interesting. Now, Aldrich caused that caution. He was the first driver to make contact for that yellow. But he's going to get a stage point out of this. Unless they're going to factor in the EOL, which would give Seth Berger that point. Jennings does win the stage. Matthew Setzer second. Seth Fitzpatrick third. Scott Bailey fourth. Kyle Lingerfeld fifth. Max Service 6th, Jeremiah Stutzman 7th, Daniel Molnix 8th, Joseph Fogg 9th, and Nathan Aldrich, for the time being, is 10th. Well, you know, session state doesn't affect the stage results. So I guess that Aldrich will hold on to that 10th point in stage 2. Now, I'm trying to look at who we haven't talked to. We've talked to Jennings, we've talked to Setzer, we've talked to Fitzpatrick, Bailey, and Lingerfeld, and Service, and Stutzman, right? We've talked to all 7 of them?
Yeah, we've talked to quite a few drivers tonight. Stutzman hitting pit road as we talk about him. Yeah, we've talked to the top 7 we've all heard from at some point during this event.
Well, let's go ahead and bring up the driver. He was up there a little bit. Actually, we might be coming to the choose here, so we're coming to the choose. We'll do a B.
Yep, this is the choose right here.
Yes, the choice is being made. We're going to send him back down. We won't talk to a driver this caution period. We will see what happens. We are now 80 laps remaining here in this race. And it is Jonathan Jennings. Matthew Setzer in the front row. Lingerfeld in 5th. Remember, he's been up and down the entire running order.
Yeah, and still the leader does have to pit. A lot of these guys behind the leader have already taken their pit stop.
We recall that from MPI.
Yep, the leader still has the pit.
7 cautions for 35 laps, but Devin, there's been no lead changes. Wow.
That's crazy to think about.
Performance from Jennings.
Yeah, especially with the kind of the dirt track ringers that he has behind him, who've been fast all night. Those 4 cars right behind him, all very good on the dirt.
TheIRacing.com safety truck finds safety in the pit lane, and he went early. Fitzpatrick really hauled to that green flag. Oh, contact Berger Monix!
Caution's out.
Caution's going to come out as Daniel Monix has gone around. And well, I was going to talk to Seth Berger under the next caution about one thing or another on how his race has gone so far. We might get to talk to him here and see what happened in this incident. Here's the replay.
Just a self-clear.
Well, Seth also kind of bounced off the wall.
Yeah.
Oh, Petrie!
Oh, big hit.
Oh, no!
Oh, that was a big hit.
I think Seth bounced off the wall as well. I think it was a combination of things.
I think it was the
We'll see here.
44 trying to get
We're
himself
right on
set up
board.
for the next turn, and the 77 maybe bouncing off the wall here.
He's going to get EOL'd for this nonetheless.
Oh no, the 44 self-clear up, trying to get himself set up.
Schumacher kind of plowed his way through, got a few spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seth's going to get the EOL from that one.
Yeah, second EOL of the night for the 77.
Is that an added penalty to that, or?
No, just keeping up with it.
10-4. Well, I wanted to talk to him last caution before we ran out of time and kind of talk about how the race has been going pretty positively so far. Seth, fortunately, going to be at the back of the pack for this restart. Well, first, what happened there from what you could tell?
From what I could tell, he came up. I might have came down a little bit at the last second, but I mean, I felt like I had no room at the top at all. So I'd have to watch the replay. But man, it is what it is, man. It's Bristol dirt. I just going for anything at this point.
It's tough out here. Very difficult conditions, very difficult track, and a car to put on that track. Now you're going to be at the back here. What's your game plan the second half of the race to get yourself back up to where you've been running most of the day?
Not get killed. This is literally survival of the fittest. If you get up to the front and don't get killed by a lap car, you're probably going to stay up there. Like, Jonathan Jennings is in a perfect position right now.
Fair enough. And so, I mean, I know this is your second caution. You're going to be going to the back four of the night. Talk about your wild race it's been so far, from being up there to getting sent to the back to getting back up there. What's it been like so far? Are you having fun? What are you feeling?
It's a blast when it stays green. I mean, all the lines are really available to use, even though it's completely slicked up. I would have thought it'd be bottom feeding once the track's slicked up, but I mean, I feel like the track's gone from everywhere to bottom to top at least 2-3 times already. So I mean, that part of it's fun.
Well, Seth, you're coming on the 1 to green here. We'll leave you to it, driver. Hopefully, we're talking to you a little later on.
Oh, we'll see.
Driver of the number 77, Seth Berger. Unfortunately, EOL'd for this caution. So, we'll be going to the back. Up front, though, Jonathan Jennings and Scott Bailey. That's been the front row for a minute. And, double getting ready to get back to it. The safety truck has found its safety in the pit lane. Green flag once again from Bristol. And Adrian Schumacher's going to get sideways in the back. Cars scatter. Cars in the wall. Greg Holt's going to have a heavy impact with the outside wall. Seth Fitzpatrick involved, and that'll be another one.
Yeah, another big wreck and heavy damage, this time for the 3 car.
It's the nature of the beast here at the dirt on Bristol. It's tough. sideways was Greg Holt. He tried to keep it going, and just incidental contact. He met there with Seth Fitzpatrick in the middle of the track, and Holt went around. Unfortunately, Fitzpatrick's going to get an EOL, and he really didn't do anything. Let's see here.
Yeah, it looked like just I think it was Max Service got into the wall right in front of him. It kind of stacked everybody up here. Or yeah, it was Schumacher. Sorry, Schumacher
was on the bottom of the track, and
kind of stacked everybody up.
Oh, big hit for Brian Shaw. Big hits.
It's been a lot of big hits tonight in some of these wrecks. It's quite heavy hits for these drivers.
Scott Bailey is now taking over the lead. It's our first lead change of the day as race leader Jonathan Jennings has come in for his fuel stop. First caution passed halfway. So that's going to cycle Scott Bailey to the race lead. Matthew Setzer in second. Lingerfeld in third. Devin Smith has found his way up inside the top 5. And you know what? We haven't heard from him all day. That's the driver I want to go ahead and bring on up. Devin, it's been a wild one out there. But you led 30 laps last year, so figured you were bringing a little bit of momentum with you this year. And, well, second half of the race, you're in the top 5. How you feeling?
Yeah. Not confident, to say the least. God, this is so much harder than it was last year in the trucks. Good God. The trucks last year were fucking planted. Sorry for language. But these are just, to be fast, you just gotta throw it into the turn. Like, it's insanely hard to run consistently fast, especially with the high groove as high as it is, because if you miss it by a little bit, you're hitting the wall.
Looks like the choose rules happening here. Is there any speed left out there? I know we've ran 83 laps, but a bunch under caution. Is there any speed up by the high side or the low side, or is it all slicked off and you're just kind of hoping for the best when you send it into the corner?
I think it's about even right now. Like, it's slick bottom, slick top. There might be a little bit of dirt in the middle because of the bottom, but there's not much.
Well, Seth, I'm sorry, Devin, you're here up in the 4th position. Let some laps last here. A little bit of momentum on your side moving forward. Best luck to you. Hopefully we're talking to you a little later on. Driver of the number 95, Devin Smith. He'll be starting to the inside of Kyle Lingerfeld there for row number 2. And Scott Bailey is now in control of this race. The first time somebody other than Jonathan Jennings will control the restart here. And this is going to be intriguing now that Jonathan Jennings is in the thick of the field. But the iRacing.com safety vehicle finds its safety in the pit lane, racing once again from Bristol. Devin Smith holding station there in the 4th position. Stutzman way up the track. James Gilliard is back up in this. He's back into the top 5. Caution is out on the speedway. Huge massive wreck on the back. McMurtry, Molnix, and Petrin again.
Yeah, that kind of started kind of right at the front, almost right behind the lead that we were watching. You can see it at the top of the screen starting. Looks like they just lost it getting off the turn, maybe an over rotation with a little bit extra, but man, it just kind of started right there with the 84 car, McMurtry, off of this turn here.
Let's see up at the track. Falk comes back down in front. Okay. Oh, contact there. Oh, Max gets sandwiched by Schumacher. Yeah. Fitzpatrick gets some damage, and all 3 of them, Molnix, Petrin, McMurtry meet there.
the fastest car in qualifying having yeah, good gracious, that's a big incident there with a lot of drivers, but
I can see it here. We'll just slow it on down. There's contact between Fogg and McMurtry, and
Jennings did get a bit of that, a little bit of damage on the 91, so he's not going to stay pretty all night.
You're gonna get another replay of that. We'll watch from up above turn number 2. We'll watch this wreck come into frame here. And here comes the leaders. There's Scott Bailey, Setzer, and Lingerfelt. And you can see now, middle of the corner, Fogg and McMurtry getting together. They come around. Oh, Holt nearly made it through clean. My goodness. Working lap 89 of 150.
Yeah, and I mean, this is also the product of all the wrecks. You know, we get a lot of caution laps, and yeah, it's been so interesting to see all these wrecks happen, and they're all happening kind of the same way. As guys get kind of checked up off the turn or lose it by themselves, and then collect the guy below them or a guy above them, and it's just seems to be right in the middle of the pack, and then it's chaos from there. Guys trying to miss it but get involved. So the 91 though has having to sacrifice the lead to get fuel, and he finds himself back there, gets a little ding on the right hand side of the car, so he's not going to come home clean. It doesn't look like we have one clean car left in this field at the moment. Everybody seems to have taken at least some
that ship
damage.
sailed a long time ago.
Oh, the 91 was clean up until that point.
You're right. It's fair. That's a fair point. But, wow. Yeah, not many left. The choices have been made. Well, the choices have been made at the choose barrel today. Scott Bailey, Matthew Setzer in the front row, Devin Smith, Kyle Lingerfelt, Stutzman, and Gilliard, Berger, and Jennings, along with Reeves and Holt, the top 10. Scott Bailey is in control of this start. Matthew Setzer to his inside. Bailey has elected the outside lane again. That's the line that the leader will always take. The iRacing.com safety truck will find its safety in the pit lane. We are green once again from Bristol. Stutzman pips the wall. That allows Berger to get up into 5th, but it is 3 Dark Horse cars right there, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, trying to size up the 11 of Scott Bailey, right on board from Kyle Lingerfelt's perspective as he tries to muscle his way through all that slicked off dirt right there in the middle of the track. Bailey trying to really get down there. Now Lingerfelt stuck behind his teammate Matthew Setzer.
Yeah, and it looks like Lingerfelt wants to get a move on. He's a little bit faster than the 5 car at this point in time, but he just can't. They're running the same line. They just cannot find a way to get around each other. Oh, it looks like maybe he's setting them up here.
Oh, Setzer sideways. This is going to be it for Lingerfelt.
Yeah, if he gets to get the move done, this is where he's got to do it. Setzer sends it on the inside, though.
What a send. Lingerfelt not going to send it to the inside. Can't get down there. Being clean with whenever Seth Berger is gotten by Devin Smith. Greg Holt has had a moment off of turn number 2. We stay green, but here comes the cautions out.
Yeah, that's the caution.
Greg Holt has not had the greatest of days. He was having a great run earlier, but has since just been unlucky, to say the least. Racing here, the 84 Derek McMurtry. See what happens to Greg Holt, and a lot of these accidents have been had. Oh, 2 cars spin out in front of him. Fogg and Aldrich. Holt goes around. Seems like that's been a lot of the incidents today, Devin, is
Yep.
one or two cars have an issue and other cars just get collected by no fault of the other car coming into the incident.
Yeah, it's very much
Aldrich and Fog.
But you only can run that lane, and if once that lane's taken away, your car's there. Like you said, it's really hard to get out of the lane you've chosen in a dirt race. So once you're in that lane, it's there, and if it comes in front of you, there's really nowhere you can go, and the avoidance is a lot more tricky on dirt than it is on asphalt.
Well, somebody who is having a hard time tonight on dirt, but as well is inside the top 10 for maybe the first time tonight. Adrian Schumacher's headed your way, Devin.
Hey, Adrian Schumacher, this is Devin in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, you find yourself inside the top 10, sitting in 9th at the moment. Did you at all think that this car was going to show this amount of speed at this point in the night, sitting here in the top 10?
I don't think it has speed. It's just the result of cautions.
Yeah, just playing the strategy and setting yourself up for the position. I like it, but man, that 82 car, a little different scheme here, running the Subaru 82, throwing it to the Rallycross, I guess, tribute there. Kind of what led you to run the Subaru tonight?
There was a request, and yeah, there was mistakes made, as you can see. It's a cursed image, but we all good.
Hey, it's in the top 10, so any top 10 finish has got to be decent, especially on a track that you're not too comfortable with. I know you're privy to road courses and asphalt ovals. I mean, how much experience do you have on the dirt? And I know y'all are coming to the choose real quick, but get your final thought here on just the experience on dirt and how your race has gone so far.
Yeah, the only experience I have is one ARCA race in another league, and that's it. But it's been fun so far fighting the car. Just it's confusing.
Well, we'll let you get back to it as y'all are coming to the green. Good luck the rest of the way. Maybe we'll talk to you at the end here.
Yep, thanks, guys.
Driver of the number 82, Adrian Schumacher. Yeah, there might have been a request. I was saying it jokingly, and I didn't actually expect him to turn up with it. Oh, goodness. But he did turn up with a Subaru Impreza STI WRX livery. That's exactly what he's got for here. Scott Bailey, Matthew
awesome.
Setzer, the front row. GaryRacing.com, safety vehicle finds its safety in the pit lane. Racing once again from Bristol. Lingerfeld was able to get on by the 5 of Matthew Setzer. Berger now sizes up Setzer for third, and Scott Bailey's under attack for the race lead.
Kyle Lingerfeld finally got his way up to the front. Now he sniffs the lead. He wants it, and the caution comes out.
Caution is out on the speedway. James Gilliard. This is an unfortunate one. Up inside the top 5 most of the day.
Oh, that tire is blown.
I don't know about that, but I think there's some suspension damage to that 33.
It's either the tire blown or bad suspension damage. He is crabbing very badly around the track, trying to get it down to the right and correct pit road. But
now watching James Gilliard here. Greg Holt comes
Holt
down the track, and that might be right front suspension damage. Yeah, that doesn't look too healthy. Try it on board with Greg Holt and see maybe what happened to him.
Looks like he just got too high, maybe gassed it up a little too quickly. Have to have a good look at it here. Yeah, maybe just a little too much throttle there off the turn.
And that's so easy to do. At the current track state, there's not a whole lot of grip out there for Greg Holt to, I guess, put the throttle down. I guess you're a little overzealous. But this is the matchup I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for Lingerfeld to put himself in this position to try to take the race lead away. I thought it was going to be Jonathan Jennings. Now it's Scott Bailey at the front of this field. I'll let Lingerfeld do his work. Let's see who else is up here. Yeah, we haven't talked to the 44 of Daniel Molnix. Let's go ahead and bring on up driver of the number 44, Daniel Molnix. Daniel, it's been a wild one back there. Your car actually doesn't look too compromised compared to other drivers in the field. But how's your race been?
Up and down, man. Started about middle of the field. Got kind of hooked, I think, on the backstretch there, but I don't know, just trying to make my way back through. One pace lap at a time.
Again, down to the nitty gritty here. There's not a whole lot of grip out there. What is your game plan to just keep finding your way forward? Is it let the spots come to you? Are you able to be aggressive in any way?
Yeah, I'm trying to mind my P's and Q's, racing behind guys, but if I have to, I'll move some people. Just trying to make the bottom work, get around here. That's all.
Sure, you've gotten here on the inside now. You're P9 anyway, and that's kind of where the choose kind of funneled you out to. What is it like restarting that inside? It doesn't look too well.
I honestly like it better than the outside. Whenever you go to shift up, it's hard to keep the car under you sometimes, and just you might tag the wall a little bit, and then you just get ran over. So at least the inside lane, you got more room to work with.
Sure. Well, y'all are coming to the restart here. Daniel, we'll leave you to it. Hopefully, we're talking to you a little later on, Daniel.
All right. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Driver of the number 44, Daniel Molnix. There, inside of row number 5. The iRacing.com safety vehicle. It's the safety of pit lane. Scott Bailey elected the inside lane. We're racing from Bristol. Here we go. This is it. Lingerfeld trying to size up Scott Bailey as Seth Berger trying to get up from behind to try to get into this battle. But Lingerfeld rolling that bottom side. Bailey really sideways to the center of the corner. Sideways now off. Really sideways. Lingerfeld peeks to the outside.
Lingerfeld peeks to the outside. The battle for the race lead going on as Lingerfeld finally going to taste the front of this pack. He is. He clears Scott Bailey off of the turn and dives it into the next one. Kyle Lingerfeld is now the leader.
Kyle Lingerfeld takes the lead for the first time tonight. They're stacking up behind Jennings and Molnix and Reeves and Aldrich and Fogg and Petrin and oh no. That wreck was happening for a while. And we saw it start and had enough time to get back there and see it end as well. Looks like Jennings, the unfortunate driver, in trouble here. Let's see what happened.
Dominant car for most of this race.
Right. That hurts. So, he had to pit for fuel. When do you pit for fuel? When there's so many cautions. You don't know. Setzer got sideways. He clipped Jennings. He was okay. Didn't make contact with Molnix and Schumacher.
Reeves.
Pile driven. Oh my God. Mike Petrin has been in almost every incident tonight. It has not been that 41's night.
No, I mean, there's no fault really to his own, and some of these have just been where
it's
you're
hard
at.
To
it's
avoid
hard to avoid.
It's hard to get out of the lane you're committed to on dirt. It really is.
The most dominant car all night long, getting back, trying to make his way through the field, and that Spider-Man has had a web for the incidents tonight.
Aldrich and Fogg have gotten together in this incident together and made contact together. for seems like maybe the 4th time tonight. Molnix and Schumacher were just trying to get on by this one.
Yeah, they've already chosen that high line, and it's just nowhere to go.
There's nowhere to go. My goodness.
Yeah, Lingerfeld the leader.
Kyle Lingerfeld is the leader. I'm looking at the top 10 to see who we haven't talked to yet. Go ahead and bring on up. I'm gonna give you driver of the number 84, Derek McMurtry, sitting in the 8th position. Devin.
Hey, Derek McMurtry, driver of the number 84 car. Welcome to the booth.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah. Hey, it has been an up and down night, to say the least, for that 84 machine. Walk us through your night so far.
A little crazy out here. I mean, I knew it was going to be kind of crazy. These cars on the dirt just are crazy. But, yeah, I mean, the car's good and having a lot of fun out here, but I don't know. This has been a crazy race. That's all I can say about it, really.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting down to kind of the pinch time, about 35 laps to go here next time by. What is the plan going forward in those next 35 laps to keep yourself up here inside the top 10?
Try to survive.
Yeah, I think that's the name of the game for sure. Everybody's seeming to be caught out in some sense of the word. I don't think there is a clean car left on this track.
No.
But man, it's rough going out there. But
it's been fun. Everybody's been good. You know what I mean? No hot heads. Everybody's been pretty cool about it. So that's what you like to see. Everybody just having fun.
Well, that's good. I mean, especially for it being Bristol and Bristol Dirt. But I see you guys are getting ready to go, so I'll let you get back down there. Good luck the rest of the way, driver.
Thanks. Good luck there.
Driver of the number 84, Derek McMurtry. They're restarting in the 8th position. It's now Kyle Lingerfeld in control of this race for the first time. We're racing from Bristol once again. Kyle Lingerfeld leads now from Scott Bailey. Now Seth Berger powering up to second. Around the outside, here we go. The battle for second is on. Bailey is sideways. Berger trying to see what kind of grip is up on the top side and trying to go back to back. Bailey powers it up the middle.
Bailey powers up the middle. Almost caught Kyle Lingerfeld with that move. What a powerful move from the 11 car. He's going to go around, though.
Oh, no. Enough for some front runners going around. That's going to be Seth Fitzpatrick. One in trouble mainly.
Another caution is out on the speedway. And this might be Seth Berger's 3rd EOL of the night.
And again, not that time I believe that might have been more of his fault. But it's just been a rough night. Let's see this one from up above. Get to see it all.
It looks like Scott was already
Scott was sideways, but Seth was just continuing up the track. There was... they just met again.
He chose his lane. Yeah, he just chose his lane, and that's where he was, and he can't really move. So
they both just met. That's what it's been all night long. That one's got to hurt for Seth though, because there's not a whole lot of time left in this race. And Devin, here's the real kicker. I just got told from race control, or from Adam anyway. There is no overtime attempts tonight. 150 is 150.
Well, there we go. So I mean, yeah, it's been an endurance race. It seems like here on dirt. Man, it's just been a lot of cautions and a lot of coming together. Just guys choosing their lanes, their cars come together, and with the way this car is, it's really hard to control. Even on asphalt, we've seen guys kind of lose it by themselves. And yeah, here on dirt, just that added extra challenge, and it is proven very difficult tonight.
Well, here's somebody we've never, ever interviewed, as far as I can remember. on Pit Stop TV. I want to bring up driver of the number 37, Joseph Fogg, who's currently sitting up in the sixth position. Joseph, it's been a wild day.
Yes.
How have you found yourself in sixth right now?
I'm pretty good considering I've crashed a bunch of times.
What's it been like out there? How have you been in these incidents? Like how have you been getting involved in these incidents? Or I mean, what's it been like?
It's a little hectic out here. You know, feel like I'm full wide in corners. Can't really see out the windows. So it's pretty wild.
So you're lining up here, at least in the sixth position. Under 30 laps to go. Now this is go time. The track is all slicked off. There's not any grip out there.
Not
what is
at
your
all.
game plan to attack this restart and to keep yourself up here? Maybe even look to move forward.
I feel like I can only run this high line. I can't run low. I feel like it's way too slick.
Fair enough. When it gets to these battles, and that line is taken away from you, are you going to be able to maybe send it down there, or what's it going to be like?
We're gonna try. I think we'll pull it off.
Fair enough.
I got Greg next to me, so we should be in good shape.
Right on. Well, y'all are coming to V1 to go, so we will leave you to it. Driver, hopefully we're talking to you on the far side. Joseph. Yep, Joseph.
All right, thanks.
Right on. Driver of the number 37, Joseph Fogg. That is first interview. He just finds himself up inside the top 10 tonight. And, well, here we go. Once again, it is now Kyle Lingerfeld on the front row. Likes the outside lane. It's now been 4 lead changes. 40 cautions for 70 laps. Jeremiah Stutzman's up to second somehow after he absolutely destroyed the engine early. There was an error. Fast repairs were allowed in this race after the third lobby reset. But the iRacing.com safety vehicles into safety pit lane. Racing again, and we're going to spin. Joseph Fogg's going around, and he'll hold on to it. We're still racing.
Wow, hey, you just talked to him. Oh, no. Oh, now they're going to blame us for broadcaster's curse.
Oh, man. Somehow, someway, Adrian Schumacher is looking to the outside and going to second on Jeremiah Stutzman.
Adrian Schumacher, man.
Stutzman holds station.
Yeah, what a drive from him today, involved in a couple of incidents. But now he's up here fighting for second place on a dirt track. He only has one previous race on dirt. And, oh my, he is fighting.
He's trying, right? He didn't run last season, so he didn't get the Bristol Dirt experience. I don't remember how he fared in the All-Star race, but that wasn't a points-paying race nonetheless. So yeah, first points-paying race on dirt as far as I can tell, especially here in the Outlaws Sim Series. And Adrian really putting the muscle down now, trying to see what he can do to get around Stutzman. Somehow Gilliard's back in this mix after he had his front end flattened. This is a wild, wild race.
And Gilliard doing exactly kind of what he did last season at this race. Just, we didn't mention him at all. He's been involved in a couple of incidents, just kept it moving, and finds himself inside the top 5 when it comes down to crunch time.
You know, all this is happening. Kyle Lingerfeld is driving away, and he's showing the field why he wanted to come back for a one-off this season here at Bristol Dirt. He is absolutely torching them now, 1 1/10 of a second out in front of the field.
And that's one guy who does not want to see that yellow flag fly at all the rest of the night. He wants it to go green the next 20 laps as, man, he is opening up a big gap now back to Stutzman. Stutzman still dealing with Gilliard now. Gilliard sits it on the outside trying to get second. And
James Gilliard, caution is out on the speedway. James Gilliard was really trying to power that run. Seth Berger's car is destroyed.
And that's another guy who's had just the absolute night to forget.
He has been up and down for running order all day long, and let's see what happened. The 77 of Seth Berger. Scott Bailey also had a no.
Right into him.
And that is 2 front runners of Scott Bailey and Seth Berger.
May have had some help there.
Right, no, that Scott Bailey was kind of sent down the track there, but both drivers were running into the top 5. Bailey led so many laps and just caught up in mess here at the back of the field. Bailey ran in the middle of the track. McMurtry comes down, just taps Bailey, and nowhere for Bailey to go. He finds the barrels, nowhere for Seth to go. He finds Bailey. Unfortunate.
Hey, hopefully Seth still has one of those fast repairs that I guess we're still in the session left. If not, then it could be a very long rest of the night for the 77 machine. But
see here,
it looks like again just somebody losing it in the end of the turn and just nowhere to go.
There's not any grip out there. There's not a whole lot of grip anywhere. Everybody's just kind of sliding around. If your name's not Kyle Lingerfelt, you're just hanging on.
Yeah, that's the place to be. Seth mentioned it in his interview with you last time when we talked to him. The best place to be is that number 1 position. That seems to be the one that stays the cleanest. All about the track position here, and again, it comes to fruition. Track position is king.
Goodness, we've interviewed just about everyone. I think there's only 2 other drivers we haven't interviewed yet. They're not inside the top 10. So we'll leave them be. It's been a wild one. 15 yellow flags have been thrown tonight. 73 caution laps. 4 lead changes tonight, and Kyle Lingerfelt has had to fight hard to get up here. After qualifying second, then kind of getting a little duped there with the heats and how they were ended up being. Didn't get to even start at the front of his heat. Had to fight through his heat, fight through the field, get caught up in the first caution of the night, go get the EOL, fight his way forward through the field and all through the slick stuff, and he's gotten himself to the lead with 15 laps to go. And again, no overtime attempts tonight. This race will end in 15 laps, whether these drivers like it or not.
Yeah, it feels like a marathon here on the dirt. There's been so much contact, but I mean, it's just a product of dirt racing. But man, these cars really catching these drivers out just a bit here. Last season in the trucks a lot cleaner, but yeah, they're about to go, Emerson.
96 degrees, the track temp 83.6 degrees, the air temp, wind 2 miles an hour out of the southwest. The track temps increased 3 degrees as it's been really, really intense out there, to say the least. The iRacing.com safety truck makes that hard left turn into the safety of pit lane, and Lingerfeld's going to lead us back to racing from Bristol. 14 laps to go. And sideways, Greg Holt's going to hit the inside wall. Adrian Schumacher rides the outside wall. We're still going straight. We're still racing.
Yeah, they're still staying straight and going strong.
Lingerfeld might have had a moment. Stutsman's really caught up here.
He has got to regain his momentum, so maybe he just lost it for a second, and it normally takes a couple turns to regain it, but it looks like he's got it back now. But Stutzman's still putting the pressure on, staying right with him, but Stutzman got James Gilliard right behind him in the 33 car. He looks low. Gilliard looks to the inside of Stutzman. Not going to be there this time, but man, this battle for the second position really heating up, as well as the battle right behind these guys.
Gilliard sideways. That might help make him lose out a little bit to Jeremiah Stutzman. There, Evan Smith holding station in 4th. On board with James Gilliard. He tries to find any sort of grip to gear up, and he might have a little bit of a run here if he can keep the power down steady. Down the front straightaway and into 1 again. He'll send it to the outside of Stutzman.
He sends it. He had to back off a little bit, but Stutzman slides it off the turn. Another big run for the 33. Sends it to the inside.
James Gilliard on the inside. Can he make it stick? Not clear. Stutzman powers off the corners. Gilliard sideways.
Yeah, the inside lane looks to be so treacherous right now to keep the power down. Gilliard really fighting the car, and Stutzman's going to clear back by for a second.
Stutzman near the inside, near the outside wall. Matthew Setzer trying to get up on teammate Devin Smith. Jonathan Jennings is back in this mix. He's up to 6th. Everybody's sliding and fumbling about, looking for grip, and there's just not any out there.
Yeah, they're searching everywhere. Cars moving around. You saw Gilliard run the bottom a few laps. Now he's running back at the top. Just trying to find any sort of grip at all in this track. Runs the top lane in one corner, bottom lane in another corner, just doing whatever it can work. As we see, man, what a move from Jennings. And the caution is out.
And caution's out on the speedway. Seth Berger in trouble again.
This is going to be maybe a 1 or 2 lap shootout for the win here, possibly.
All right, this is the final restart. So we'll see what happens here. And unfortunately, 3 drivers who've seen better running in this race involved in an incident here. Adrian Schumacher, Seth Berger, and Scott Bailey into the corner. Never mind, Schumacher wasn't involved at all. Bailey kind of powered up there in the center of the corner and tagged Seth. That hurts. Tough day. I think this caution process might be expedited a little bit. I'm not sure, but I saw a little bit of a flash.
Just got notice from race control. This is the last caution. No cautions will be thrown after this point.
And are these choices being made here? No, are we? I'm not entirely sure. I saw a little bit of a flash of green, which usually means there's a change to the caution lap count. Looks like we stay in it. But Devin, what a wild race it has been to this point. I mean, Kyle Lingerfeld, he's had a wild night. I mean, I guess who hasn't at this point? But
exactly, yeah. He was up front. Then we had, an incident. He was in the first one involved. Got EOL'd, had to fight his way back. Got involved in another incident that was not his fault. Got a little bit more damage, came back in, got it repaired, came back out, drove his way back to the front. Now he's here, and I mean, he looks so strong in that car. We knew it was going to be tough to beat the entire night once he got out front, and I mean, he's done it the hard way. He went to the back and drove his way back through the field.
We shall see here. I don't know if they're. Nope, this is 2 laps to the green. So is it going to be a 1-lap shootout? Is that what we're getting here? Or are we going to make the choose here and maybe get the restart?
This should be the choose, I think.
I wonder if race control expedited to maybe get us a 2-lap restart, or no?
This is it. It's going to be, it looks like a 1-lap shootout.
That's what it'll be. It'll be a 1-lap shootout to settle it on the dirt at Bristol. The field is doubled up behind the safety truck. 2 laps to go from Bristol Dirt. And the order. 1 lap before the 1-lap shootout to settle it. Kyle Lingerfeld, Jeremiah Stutzman, Jonathan Jennings, James Gilliard, Devin Smith, Matthew Setzer, Seth Fitzpatrick, Max Service, Daniel Molnix, Adrian Schumacher, Greg Holt, and Nathan Aldrich, Mike Petrin, Joseph Fogg, Seth Berger, Scott Bailey, Jacob Reeves. 1 lap to settle it, half a mile to settle it. The iRacing.com safety vehicle finds its safety in the pit lane. We're back to racing, and Kyle Lingerfeld is going to take the white flag presented by Whiplash Sim Cams. And now he tries to get away from Jeremiah Stutzman as they duke it out for second.
Yeah, they duke it out for second. Jonathan Jennings really going to put the power down to try to get around Gilliard. Gilliard's in the wall.
Kyle Lingerfeld is going to come off a turn 4, and he's going to win on the dirt at Bristol. It'll be Jennings in second, Stutzman third, Matthew Setzer in fourth, Gilliard in fifth.
What a last lap for Jonathan Jennings. He gets...
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't know if this is I don't know what the intent is behind all this. Doesn't look too good. But we do have a winner to celebrate, and it's Kyle Lingerfeld.
As his teammates there giving him all kinds of rubs. Dirtying that car up a little bit more, dinging it up more than it was. And there's still stuff going on with the 7.
Kyle Lingerfeld said, you know, he was missing his prior commitment to do this race. He better bring it home in victory lane, and you know what? At the very least, he did that, and got himself the win he felt was stolen from him last season, and stolen from him in the season 1 All-Star race at Eldora. This might be the long-awaited redemption for Lingerfeld on dirt in the Outlaws Sim Series.
And there we get to see the burnouts from the 65 finally on a dirt track here in the Outlaw Sim Series.
I mean, well deserved. He did all he had to do to get this one done, and everybody else celebrating on the front straightaway as well. Kyle Lingerfeld, a well-deserved winner, and finally a winner on the dirt at Bristol. And I'm just going to assume that I guess that's going to be it for the donut show on the front straightaway. Kyle Lingerfeld, finally a winner on the dirt in the Outlaw Sim Series. Felt like it was stolen from you last year. Does it make up for it this year with this one?
This was the hardest win of my entire life. I've never faced more challenges ever in a series that should not have happened. But wow, this feels great. Yeah, this makes up for it for sure. This was a good one.
This car, I think everybody kind of showed it in the mannerisms today. People have said it in the interviews today. This car was no joke. Much more difficult than the truck last season. How much more difficult was this race for you, as opposed to, you know, how your truck was last season? And you said that was one of the hardest fought races. I mean, walk us through that journey after that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, just from the beginning, I'm not sure who got something happened with Seth, and he got down into me there pretty early and went to the back or something like that. I can't remember. It was so long. So much happened. So many yellows.
I think there was a parked car up there that he hit.
Yeah, something happened early and sent me back, and just from there on out, it was just we got to get to the front mentality. And I got raced hard. I got raced clean. It was fun. I mean, I went forwards, I went backwards. It took a long time to figure out restarts and what was going to be the best line choice. And I don't know. This was definitely worth it, though. I hope my bosses aren't too mad over at Tank Racing.
Certainly. I mean, you said you were missing your prior commitments for this one tonight, and that, you know, you better at least bring home the result that you wanted. And I'd say at least that checkbox was ticked. Kyle, I know, correct me if I'm wrong, I know this is your first win since season 1 Martinsville. I know you're running part-time this season at that, but how's it feel to finally get it done? I guess back up that Martinsville win, redeem yourself for the All-Star race that you lost, the race last year, kind of all that together. I mean, how much is this one going to be up there?
Yeah, this one's definitely up there. I've lost a lot of close ones last season. I felt like I had the best truck almost every week, and just something new every week happened to me, and it just never worked out in my favor. And this year, only my second race in the series this season, and it worked out in my favor after some challenges. But just staying after it, man. That's it. I could have gave up a long time ago, but here I still am.
wild night for the Raging Cajun. Boss Security and Automation number 65 Toyota Camry. Kyle Lingerfelt, a winner once again in the Outlaw Sim Series, and he finally gets it done on the dirt. Congratulations, Kyle. Celebrate hard. And, yeah, best luck to you on whatever Outlaws event you decide to do next with us.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you guys, all the guys watching. Adam for hosting the series and having some dirt races. I got to thank Boyd Hagen over at Reaper Speed Lab for giving me the setup. This was the one they used in the E-Coca-Cola series, so I'd say it's worthy. And yeah, Boss Security and Automation, Raging Cajun for making this awesome scheme of mine, and you guys for putting on the show. So thank you for having me out.
Absolutely. Driver of the number 65, Kyle Lingerfelt, with the win. Wild night. And, you know, like he's been through a lot. And I know he got the win at Martinsville. This might feel like his first Outlaw Sim Series win, though. Because that was a hard-fought one. And it felt like so many were ripped from him when it came to the dirt. He even said all last season. So I guess he felt the same as well. But Devin, we got some results to go through after the long, wild night we had on the dirt at Bristol. Let's get to them. Kyle Lingerfelt with the race victory. It is Jonathan Jennings in second, Jeremiah Stutzman third, Matthew Setzer fourth, James Gilliard rounds out the top five. After running in the podium all of those last laps, it'll be fifth for Gilliard. Devin Smith comes home sixth. Max Service squeaks out with a seventh place finish. Matthew Setzer in eighth, Adrian Schumacher in ninth, and Daniel Molnix, the top 10.
Yeah, then 11th, Derek McMurtry. He was up there in the top 10 for a while and kind of fell back a bit. Greg Holt, with all the problems he had, still comes from 12th. Nathan Aldrich in 13th. Seth Berger, all the problems he had, comes from 14th. Scott Bailey in 15th. Joseph Fogg in 16th. Mike Peachern, he had a lot of troubles too, 17th. Jacob Reeves in 18th. And then we get the Heartbreakers row, the guys who decided to call it a night early. Byron Shaw Jr. in 19th, Brad Bothwell in 20th.
Rounding out the back part of the grid, Andrew Schroeder finishes 21st, 101 down. Andrew St. Coeur finishes 22nd, 113 down. And Adam Gardner calls it a night, 23rd, 122 laps down. Don't you go anywhere. We still have more post-race coverage, post-race interviews, and all that jazz on the far side of this break. After a wild round 10 from the dirt at Bristol, don't go anywhere. Post-race coverage and more on the far side of this break.
After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
Sound Art introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of two products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. Sound Art ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence.
Welcome back, race fans, to the virtual Bristol Motor Speedway covered in dirt here for round number 10 of the Outlaws Sim Series. It was a wild one that Kyle Lingerfelt was able to finally break through and get his dirt win here in the Outlaws Sim Series after many heartfelt attempts. But the driver who came up second, who started from the pole, led the most laps tonight, but unfortunately fuel was an issue. You have to come and pit. Got yourself in the back of the pack, Jonathan. What happened from there when you finally got shuffled to the back?
Too many fast repairs was given to everybody. Too many cars, too many cautions there, man.
Yeah.
And working my way through traffic it was hard to pick off a spot in a lap.
That the track was very slick at that moment that you had to go back to the back of the field. What was it like when you did get the chance to make overtakes under green flag conditions? What was that like, trying to find the grip? Where was the grip at when you were trying to?
The groove kept moving from top to bottom, and I noticed there near the end my car didn't want to turn on the bottom, so I moved up, and that's how I got by most people. And I wish I had a few more laps, but at the same time, I'm glad it's over.
Right, led 79 laps out of most laps led on the evening out of anyone tonight, and it was hard fought at that final restart. I can't even recall. I don't remember you starting in the top 3, but you had to power through a lot of people there on that last lap. Walk us through that last lap.
I was just trying to keep it off of the 33. I started second row inside, so I wasn't too far back. And I was actually surprised it stuck on the outside of Jeremiah there.
Well, fair enough. You look forward now at a pretty difficult oval, that Rockingham, the 1 mile oval in North Carolina. How you look forward to that, and what's coming up next on the season?
It's going to be a interesting race. It's kind of narrow, and the surface is kind of rough like Darlington and Atlanta, so I think it's going to be a good one for me, hopefully.
Right on. Well, we're going to leave you to it. Congratulations on the second place finish tonight, Jonathan. Best of luck to you next week at The Rock.
Thank you.
Second place finisher, Jonathan Jennings, there in the 91. And Devin, I think you have some unsettled business here with third place finisher driver number 71, Jeremiah Stutzman, huh?
Yeah, we'll get Jeremiah Stutzman in the booth, bringing it home in the third place position. And Jeremiah, I believe you joshed me a little bit. You said at the beginning you didn't know if you had it, and you're kind of dreading the race, and here you are on the podium.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Yeah, you bring it home third. I mean, kind of walk us through the race there. I mean, it was hectic, to say the least.
I was just trying to figure out the track, figure out which drivers I really wanted to race with, and then I figured out I just needed to stay on the bottom, and that's pretty much what I did the rest of the race.
I mean, you kind of were in there in second place, following Lingerfelt around for quite a bit there. At that last restart, though, was it Jonathan Jennings really got a very good restart and really powered his way around. Kind of walk us through that last lap. I know y'all kind of touched a little bit, a good dirt track finish there for you two, but you coming out on the other side of it. Kind of walk us through that last lap from your perspective.
I knew I had to have a good restart, and apparently he got a better restart behind me, but I was kind of expecting to get wrecked, so to be able to hold on to third, I was alright with that. I knew I couldn't catch the 65. There was no way.
Yeah, I think you'll take third place on a dirt track the way you were talking before the race, and Rockingham's next week. Another very bumpy track, mile and a half, but you got to deal with all the bumps. What are your thoughts going into Rockingham?
Hopefully I can figure it out better than our previous races there. I would really struggle.
Yeah, it is a difficult track with all the bumps. I mean, they don't call it the Rock for nothing. Very rocky, and yeah, it's. I mean, it's getting to the meat and potatoes of the season. You get a podium here. You think this is something you can build momentum on as we get further along into the season?
I would hope so, but I figure it's the last one for a while, to be honest.
Well, hopefully not. Hopefully we can see that 71 up front again, like we did quite a bit last season. We'll go ahead and let you go. Get you any podium celebrations you might have, but before we do, kind of walk us through, what the initial thoughts were when you pulled it home in third. Like, was it excitement or just astoundment?
Yeah, I was really excited because I had fun, but a lot of it was under caution. I think I got second with like 30 to go, and if it wasn't for all the cautions, I don't think I would have held in the top 5 at all.
Well, hey, it worked out for you in the end, and yeah, decent finish for the 71 machine. Hopefully we see you back up there next week at Rockingham. Hopefully you get that track figured out. But yeah, congratulations on the third, and yeah, we'll get you back down.
All right, thank y'all, and good job, as always.
That was driver of the number 71, Jeremiah Stutzman. We got one more driver to talk to. The other dirt track specialist we were hoping on bringing a nice little run tonight. Ends up in the 4th position, Matt. Got yourself a lap led there at one point, but a wild race. Fell down to the back of the pack throughout the night, all over the place, getting into stuff that even wasn't your fault. Walk us through the wild night that it was.
It was nuts. That's all I got to sit there and say. Had the one car parked in front, spin out in front of me, then wrecked, and I thought my night was over with. Everyone's like, "Oh, you got fast repairs." Oh, okay. Went in, fixed it, and started in the back. Drove back up to the front, and then sat there and was staying in second, just maintaining it. And I was just gonna pounce later on and wait till the end, and then had whatever that happened at 25, 30 laps to go, whatever it was, whoever I wrecked, and then had to go to the back again. And then the 3, as I was coming up through, the 3's blocking everyone like crazy, and would love to wreck him one of these days, but we'll see what happens. And then I'm just happy with 4. I'm happy to be finishing a race in this league, because there's been too many DNFs of what I've done. It just, I know I'm better than what I've been running.
I sympathize for you on that. It's tough with a stretch of runs like that. Hopefully this 4th place finish sets you up for a little bit of a better run in the coming week. Coming up is the Rock. How do you feel about Rockingham?
Not really that great. I'm more looking forward to Martinsville. I think Martinsville's coming up in a few weeks, I think.
And it is, I believe, in 3 or 4 weeks. But it is one of those weeks coming up, along with a couple other short tracks. You think you can fare well on the short tracks then coming up?
Short tracks I do a quite lot better on. I'd love to have another Auto Club, because Auto Club, man, I had a good car until that one wreck I got caught up, and then that was it. I just, bad luck in this series. That's the only bad thing. And I finally had some good luck on my side tonight. This 4th place is like a win to me. I'm happy Kyle won, but I really wanted to win it. But after now finding out, he kept his teammate behind on a secret setup that he had.
Ah.
So I gave him my good shit, and gave him my good stuff, and then he blocks us from his good stuff.
Wow, that's an intriguing thing that's come up then. Wow.
Yeah.
At that, it still looked like you and Lingerfeld were some of the fastest cars out there, even though y'all were on 2 different setups. I think that's more attributed to y'all just understanding the dirt a little bit more than some of the other drivers out here. A 4th place finish is nothing to scoff at. Hopefully that is a catalyst for a decent little run for you. So I leave you with the 4th place. Congratulations on that, and best luck to you in the coming races, Matt.
Thank you. Hopefully be back up here and get some more interviews with you.
Yes, sir. That was driver of the number 5, Matthew Setzer, finishing up in the 4th position. And yeah, I would have loved to have grabbed a Gilead interview in one of these 4, but I think he bolted out of here. He had a much better run than the 5th place finish, but yeah, that ended up being the run for Gilead as well. But that's gonna, I mean, that pretty much settles it here from the dirt at Bristol. But we're not done for the week on Pit Stop TV. We got much more coming up. Like British Sim Racers, their touring cars are doing battle tomorrow afternoon here in the States, 3 p.m. here in the States, 8 p.m. across the pond in the UK. Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, Mosport in Bowmanville, Ontario, hosts BSRTC tomorrow afternoon. You won't want to miss it. But tomorrow night, the North American Racing League has their GT3 series tackling the VIR, Virginia International Raceway. Can't wait to see the GT3 cars twist and turn through the Virginia countryside. And Sunday night, the MPI Cup Series is back in action. They're heading to Dover Motor Speedway, the newly rebranded Dover Motor Speedway. Should be a fun show there as well. A little date with Miles the Monster for the MPI Cup Series field. And we're then on BSR MX5s. Their Trophy Tuesdays are Watkins Glen Tuesday afternoon here in the States, Tuesday night across the pond. And next Wednesday at Devon, we'll have a doubleheader. Half the crew will be tackling IORL from the Indianapolis road course, and the other half, well, we'll be here Wednesday night, Outlaws Sim Series coverage from the Rock. How about that slate of races coming up?
Yeah, a lot of racing here on Pit Stop TV. Be sure to tune in and check out each and every one of these races, as there is some amazing racing happening in all of these series. The British, sorry about that, mic issue, but the British Sim Racer leagues, those are very entertaining to watch. They also have a little wrinkle with the resets in there. It makes it so much fun to see the resets happen. North American Racing League, very competitive league. MPI and Outlaws, of course, the 2 premier oval series on Pit Stop TV. Both of them very entertaining with some great drivers in both series to watch. And you can check all of this out on our social media pages, facebook.com/pitstoptv, Instagram.com/pit_stop_TV, and Twitter.com/pitstoptv_, and of course on YouTube /C/pitstoptv1, and on Twitter that is twitter.tv/pit_stop_TV.
That's our Twitch channel there, and we were also live tonight, and yeah, a wild one at that. One more time, I'm gonna bring up the race info. See, final caution count: 16 yellows, 80 laps before lead changes. A wild night to say the least. Wild in the terms of we had a lot of wild action out there, but you know what? We also had amazing racing. When we did get it, it was great. But at that, I think that'll do it here from the last great Coliseum. We're happy to have had you all here and tuning in and joining us for tonight's action, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. For all at Pit Stop TV, Devin Zimmerman beside myself on the mic, I am Emerson Arden. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon for BSRTC at, oh goodness, Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, or next Wednesday night for Outlaws Sim Series action from the Rock. Good night, everybody.